Hello. Welcome to the first part of the Magic Emperor. First of all, I wanted to say thanks to all of you for your support. Special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. Thank you very much. Let's begin. At the beginning of this series we see that, our protagonist says, the mainland imperial martial art transmitted a legend of the Catalogue of Nints in Cave Recipes, written by the ancient magic emperor who records all the excellent studies of the life. The ancient devil king is the strongest in this continent. All of his knowledge was passed down onto a book that was broken throughout the world. Book of Nine Secret. By practicing this book, you can reach the world of heaven and earth that is in the palm of your hand. Now this book is in the hand of Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan. This information was leaked out and he is now the target of all martial arts expert because of the book he has. As soon this news leaked, Zhao Cheng came running to his master in great trouble. He was very nervous and upset. He said, "My lord, this is no good. Mountain troop has been penetrated and they all have been killed. I am worried that 7 Emperor will be here soon." Zhou Yifan says to Zhao Cheng, "Don't panic, even the 7 Emperor are not match for my strength. Unexpectedly they can defeat my troops. Let's go and see them." Magic Emperor hand over the book. As he come across his enemy, he said, "A bunch of insects dare to fight me." When the enemies see the Magic Emperor, they say, "Be careful, he is coming." Magic Emperor start fighting with all enemies all alone. He is fighting bravely. He killed many enemies. There are bloody blood everywhere. One of the enemy emperor says, "Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan, we will never let you go." Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan says, "Oh, haha, finally you guys are here." 7 Emperor, which are the enemy of Magic Emperor, warn him. They say, "Hand over the Book of Nine Secret and we will spare your life." Emperor of Swords says, "I am the leader of 8 royals recognized by Sanctuary." Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan says, "Even if you are together you cannot defeat me. Why do you have to bother looking for death?" One of the 7 Emperor says, "Do you know your situation? You are the enemy of whole Sanctuary. Do you think there is no one stronger than you in Sanctuary? There is a great competition among all these emperor, all want to fight for the ancient 9 secret book because they know that book is a relic of the ancient emperor in the name of the Holy Land." Zhao Cheng is standing behind the king. He is noticing all the situation. He is nervous and upset. He says, "My lord, there is no good that is the strongest emperor of the Holy Land." Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan smile and says, "The enemy of the whole land. Even being a villain I will destroy you all." His smile is so cunning at that time. But all his pride gone away. He looks so astonished when his own student Zhao Cheng says to him, "My lord, just give up. It's your time to die now." Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan looks surprised and he says with anger, "Zhao Chen, so it's you the traitor, you leaked all information about the Book of Nine Secret and mountain troops." He also says, "I have raised and taught you since you were young. Why did you betray me?" Zhao Chen says with cunning smile, "My lord, even you though you are my master, you should not use the Book of Nine Secret alone. You event prevent me from reading it like I am a thief." Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan asks surprisingly to Zhao Chen, "You betray me for that kind of reason?" Zhao Chen tell him about his hate toward him. He says, "Whatever, what do you want to think of me, but now do you know that you cannot escape, my lord? Do you remember you thought me about this?" Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan laughed painfully and says, "Haha, Zhao Cheng, I have been thought you since you were child, but you are so anxious and narrow-minded that there is no one in this world you can trust. Haha, very good. Now I am going to destroy this Book of Nine Secret along with my body so that no one can get it. This is bad." He wants self-destruct. There are great destruction along with this 9 secret book. He also destroy his body and 7 Emperor, so that no one can get this book and power. But that is not ending. After his death his soul enter in the body of Zhao Fan. After his transformation he is so surprised he released that he is now more powerful with young body. He says to himself, "This is my body now. I don't expect that I would be rebirth in this boy body." He has no idea at that moment wolf is near to attack on him. Suddenly they attack on him and he run away. At some distance he saw a man who is calling him. He says to Zhao Fan, "Please save me." But Zhou Yifan has no idea who the man is. He think that it must be someone the owner of this body. No. Nice, his power is in second layer. This can be used. I will absorb his power. Then he put his hand on the man's face and absorbed all his power. The man recognized that he is not Zhao Fan. He asked, "What are you doing? You are not Zhao Fan." He asked, "Who are you?" Zhao Yifan replied, "You are right, I'm not. I am Magic Emperor Zhao Yifan." Though 9 secret techniques, he snatches all his power. There is no one, just the skeleton of that person. All forests soak in deep silence. In the book record of the 9 secret drain touch technique is the devil highest that takes soul and strength of other to get stronger but have to work hard to process it. So there is no rejection from the soul. Therefore you must first conjure up the power before it can be fully absorbed. Next morning he says, "It's morning, I don't think that absorbing this power will take one night." After this he become more powerful. He start practicing. With the passage of time he become more powerful. Now he is fully ready to take revenge from his enemies. He is now stronger and powerful. He says to himself, "Now I am ready. Emperor of Sword, just you wait, I will be there soon. When I'm back to Holy Land it will be the end for all of you." The boy has been repaired from 0 to the 5th layer. It seems that it will took me a long time before I can return to Holy Land. At that moment he realized that there is something there. He saw from the side. Pang Tongling, head guardian of Luo family, says, "Sun family, you are traitors, you have been tricked us." Sun Guanjia, servant of Luo's family. Pang Tongling says, "I have advised you to not to know the current affairs when we have worked together for many years." On other hand, Sun Guanjia Wei Longzong is spiritual martial art of Luo family from generation to generation. They all hopeful and full of courage. "We will never give it to you even if we die. Sister, don't try to stop me. I will kill this traitor." All that scene is observing by Zhao Yifan. At that moment he is so worried he think he must help them. He talks to himself, "Oh, no wonder Luo family is in trouble apparently. They are dealing with bandits." Bandits? Who family? This feeling. Hey, what is this family relationship with me? It will better get out of here. It hurts. What happened? Is this effect of my training? Is my magic not suitable? Is this body not suitable for cultivation? This kid is trash. His hurt is normal. This meridian function is normal. Normal breathing, everything is normal. What is wrong? Sure enough. After I saw that Ms. Luo's expression, the pain disappeared. On the contrary, when I leave it, this chest will be very painful. This is magic of the heart. For practitioner, if they are exposed to magic, it's the same as a curse, cannot freely do according to their hearts. If they break, they will die. First combine this kid's memory and see what kind of heart magic. Your father sacrificed for Luo's family. We will not treat you badly. From now on this is your family. Now he become the part of Luo family. The lady says, "Don't oppress." No lady, don't mean. Silly boy, you are still weak to be a guardian. It is still too early, but I will teach you the basic skill. Uncle Peng teach me practice. I want to be a guardian too. I will work hard and be strong, that way I can protect Miss and Luo's family. A horrible battle start. Bandits already come. Quickly protect young master and my lady. Kill everyone, don't let anyone escape. Luo's parents are dead, hand over the items quickly. Xiao Fan, hold on. Miss, quickly run with young master. I really hate this weak me, I cannot protect Luo family. It turned out that he was determined to the Luo family and look after Miss Luo Jia, so as long as I violate them, this body will trigger heart magic. Damn it, why the condition like this? Do I have to be someone else save for the rest of my family? Even killing people is better than this. I am the Magic Emperor of Holy Land and now I have to serve a small family. He feel completely helplessness. He punch the tree in anger. He come in front of everyone and says, "Damn it. Who is there? Get out now." The Luo family discuss that is there someone to help us after seeing him. The other members say, "No, there is no way, they would come so quickly." Xiao Fan says, "Misregarding the spiritual martial arts, what is wrong with giving it to them? I don't want to lose your life and that will be the huge loss for the Luo family." The Luo family recognize him. They say, "Xiao Fan, I think you." Xiao Fan say, "Is it a great miracle that I am still alive?" The weakest among the bandits was in the 6th layer. When the opposite saw the Xiao Fan, they laugh and say, "Hey, who is that? Does not he dare to talk here? Maybe because he has been a slave in the Luo family for 15 years. Sun Guanjia has large chi between them, with my current strength. This will be a battle if life and dead." The opponents say this kid is so stupid, He is scared and talking nonsense. It is a time to give him punishment. We are already on the edge, why do we have to defend it? Only this, that I can do for now. Miss says, Joe-fan don't talk nonsense, hurry up and leave us. The component says, Miss is so kind, even in this case you still trying to save a slave. Son Guanjia, can you let him go? Miss says, ha ha ha, it's impossible miss, kill that useless kid first and then kill them all until they surrender. Okay, do it now. He is in the 7 layer, I have to defeat him, there is only one chance, the protagonist says. You are dead, the competitors say. The protagonist smile, he shows his magical power and cut the body of his competitor in 2 half-equal part. All are shocked, what happened? I have to think what I can do now. There she is, I have to protect the lives of these 2 people, really troublesome, the protagonists say. That kid run away, hurry chase them, help me, stop them, don't let them chase after our miss. One member of the competitors say, okay. That damn brat dared to ruin my big plan, I will not let him escape. When I catch him I will crush his bones and let him die. Let me go, we cannot leave them. I want to go back. Joe-fan, you are a dog slave. Let me go and my brother go. The protagonist come in anger and throw her hardly on the side of tree. Miss says, we have to go back. We cannot let Luo family guard close their lives for us. If you want to leave then leave, but can you beat those bandits when you get back there? Be gone. The enemy looking for us. If you want death to come to you, no, the protagonist says. The little boy says, Don slave, how can you talk like that to your master? Hurry up and give me back and my sister will go there. The protagonist says to little boy, hey stinky boy, do you believe I will open and hit your butt now? He reply, how dare you slave dog. The protagonist smile and the boy surprised. Joe-fan, you are too much. The Joe-fan says, it was only a small punishment for, this is better than this little young master dying in their hands. By the way, is there hiding place nearby? He think, there are several farms in the square, in hiding place. There is a foggy forest on the west side of the Blackwind Mountain. Even the bandits might now know the terrain there. Okay, let's just go there. Hold your brother in front of the road. The miss talked to herself, well just you wait when I escape from this situation, I will punish you then she says. This is Misty Forest, the mist here has been around for years, and it's hard for people to get in and out of here. My father told me that the chief of Blackwind Mountain is strong, it is not worse than him, but for decades both sides did not do anything, I don't know why this time the bandits attacked us. Ha ha ha, this place is very good. The boy says. Miss says, Joe-fan go with young master, I will divert the bandits. But the protagonist refuses, the miss is so shocked. He says, I am not used to the terrain here and if you don't come along I cannot look after this child. If you go I will immediately kill this child. Take care of your life that has been saved by your people. If you got it same as dying. Because your life is very valuable. We better destroy the Sun Guanji and the bandits here. Oak. Joe-fan, are you crazy? You will defeat them with yourself. Sun Guanji has a large amount of chi power. And there are 4 other stronger people with him. You are a slave to dogs with a lot of crap. Even if you join the Tongling Pang you are not their opponent. What you can do for the current situation? Can I do, that bunch of rubbish is no match against me Joe-fan, and however you can listen to my opinion now or surrender to them. While they have not overtaken give me a spiritual stone, Luo's last family hope is in the hands of the lady. So my lord, do you fight? The protagonist smile. This is family treasure, if you lie to me, I will not let you go. Miss says. Take it easy, miss just wait here. This slave become very arrogant, sister you must teach him a lesson definitely. Yunhai, even though this slave does not respect us but he has helped us, this is better than those who are silent and bullshit, we should be grateful. I don't know what he is like now, Joe-fan, he cheated. Dong Chinklong, Zaibahu, South Suzaku, North Xuanwu. Kirin Central, the sky is straight and the sky is empty, here, this is a natural large array. Too bad people don't know how to do it. But this time I come, I will turn it into your second Tien Mountain. 9 remote ghost gates open. The evil spirit quartet is coming. The protagonist says, activate. Brother look at that. There is a storm at everywhere. The fog has disappeared. Crack, Joe-fan. What happened in the end? Were you the one who did that? Calm down, it does not need to be fussed. Follow me. I will teach you magic shackles and other spells. When they are here, you can control and kill them. What? Is this the way to defeat them? The array method is something more valuable than method in martial art in the world. The first level array used is the mystery of the Zongmin family. The first level array also has hundreds of thousands of lingzi, which cannot be measured in price. He was only a slave, but he did a set of array formations casually. Zhou Fan, how is it? Don't worry about how I will do it. I have set the limit. I will teach you now, just wait until they die. Sun Guanjia, it seems they entered the foggy forest. Sun Guanjia, you better kill me now. Otherwise I will kill you and revenge those who have died. Peng Tongling laugh, when I take you as hostage your name will fulfill my request. Because they are hiding there, we need your guidance, where misty forests are not familiar to us. Peng Tongling, you lead the way, I will see you later. With that lady's kindness she cannot leave you alone. Damn you Sun Guanjia, you cannot use me to threaten Miss. Sun Guanjia, look, there is someone sitting under the tree. He killed the big man. The protagonist says, hello everyone, I have been waiting here for a long time. Zhou Fan, you are very brave to stand before me, quickly catch him and kill him. The war has been started between them. Go to die, those two, they have been paralyzed and now in my hands. Wait. Zhou Fan, as you said. Is it true that they have been paralyzed and got them? Sun Guanjia says, let's have a deal. What kind of deal? I will hand over those two to you, but you must guarantee my future. What? Why did you betray the Luo's family? I am also curious. TCH, people cannot continue to destroy themselves. Now that the Luo family has been defeated, I can't rebuild a family with the strength of one person. Using their lives to exchange for my better life. It is common sense. Why must I seek death? Now two of them are hiding in one end of the rope, but in the middle, there are many turns, it's only I that can distinguish them. To be safe, using red rope as signal, that's a good idea. Moreover, to make it easy to track them and find your way back from the mist forest, interesting hahaha. I agree with the deal, I hope you don't lie to me. Sun Guanjia, I am honest, I am saying this in front of you clearly. I don't trust you at all, both lock. Ha ha ha, lead the way. Zhou Fan, you are a dog slave, you betray young master. We trust you but you trick us. And you Sun Guanjia, you are a bastard. Even if I die, I will curse you for life. Both start walking. Why did you stop? Is this the place? Sun Guanjia, I brought you here, to Wangquan Road. I place where you will die. You jerk, die. What? Quickly find way back. Sun Guanjia, this is not good, and the red rope has been cut. Peng Tongling also disappeared. Damn it, how dare he fool me? Don't you think this misty forest can trap me? Just wait, I will kill you. The protagonist laugh, ha ha ha, you will never have the chance to kill me. What happened? The fog turned red. Stay alert, watch around. Where did they go? They all disappeared, like they never existed. This, is not this an array method? They have been controlled and disappeared one by one. Peng Tongling has also been saved. What will you do next? Asked Miss. Miss, my next step is to help you. What are you doing? Do not move, follow me, please stay focused. This is extraordinary power. Kill them, the protagonist and Miss now become more powerful. They become like a ghost. What kind of ghost is this? The opponent said, they all killed by this ghost. Peng Tongling says, son of bitch, who exactly are you? He asked before dying. The protagonist says, go to hell and ask the Hell King. Zhou Fan, after all. Who are you? Worldly things return to worldly things, soul returns to soil, the ghostkill in cave. Will return to me. Return, tactical disposition. Is it lost of control? Great decisive heresy transforming, the 7th level, the 8th level, the 9th level. The spectacular powerful level. The original magic brought by the assassination has been exhausted. But the more breakout times like this one, the more valuable the achievement become. Gathered strength level. This time breakthrough it, comparing to the last time, the pulses widen. And the enemy located in acupuncture points is 3 times more than the normal gathered strength level. Now I have made a breakthrough, I need to practice some martial arts. Zhou Fan, where have you been? How is the array suddenly out of control? The fog is gone. It's probably because the Linshan is too small, so the array becomes defective, and then goes out of control. I just went to see if Sun Guangjia and them are dead or not. Fortunately no one escaped, both looking surprised. Earlier, I used to curse you because of your action, but I did not know that you were setting a trap for them. Joe Fan, if you want to hit or scold me you can do it, I will not do anything. Even if you want to take my head, I will accept it. This Peng Tongling is loyal. If only Zhao Zheng had this kind of loyalty. I won't fall into this situation. Peng Tongling, you are the head of the Luo family and I am only the servant, how dare I give you a punishment. Furthermore this we defeat them is also because of Miss's help. Miss helped too. Miss, is this true? Miss says, yes. God bless Miss Luo family, and now we have the power of Brother Zhao. The rise of Luo family is near. Now that there are no more threats. What are you next plan, Miss? Initially we planned to protect Miss to go to Feng Kai family city. You should now, the son of the Kai family leader will marry Our Lady. Is this the Kai family in the Feng city? The protagonist thought. The Kai family was the biggest family in Feng city. If we can give MS Luo's family to them, maybe the will and the magic of heart will disappear. Then I will be free. Alright, let's go to the Kai family. The protagonist thought. I will be back. Then another important character Xiaojia is introduced in our story. He is sitting in his palace. He asked from his servant, Sun Guangjia, did he succeed? Reporting to Xiaojia. Sun Guangjia apparently failed, and now they are in Feng city. He continue monitoring them. Servant says, yes. Then he stand up from his chair and go to his master and says, you can be sure that your old friend is already there waiting for you. The master replies, I will send you and your brother to reunite, until I have the palm of returning dragon. Ha ha ha. Feng city, Lin Hai, look there. Brother Zhou Fan, I remember that you were never been to Feng city. How is it? It's not different from a small village. Are we going to Kai family now? We can't go directly to Kai family. Me and Yunai will go to meet them first, and then pick up later. Miss says, no way have we had to rely on them. Huh, so troublesome. If we go there directly, they will criticize us for being impolite. We can go to the inn in front of us and take a rest. Okay, you guys go first, Zhao Fan says. We will wait there, but I will go tour this city first. Hey slave dog, you are in this city because of my sister. Just wait, if my future brother-in-law has come, you must respect me, otherwise I will educate you. Let alone waiting for your future brother-in-law to come. Saying this, the protagonist punch him. I am going to you now. Why are you acting like a child? Miss says. Your brother starting it. Please wait until you come down. If you see me unsightly, just get rid of me. Brother Zhao Fan, he is your master, why do you dare to kick him? Shut up. You are a jade master, but this is fake. Which eye do you see that this is fake? This is the purest jade, need a very effort to get it. Miss, maybe you don't know about this jade. Miss says, I don't know well about jade. But I have saw the real jade. And know that your jade is fake. Ha ha ha, you have only seen it once, and dare to say that you can distinguish a real or fake. Everyone listen, what kind of business is this? Yes, I truly have this ability. Miss, hurry up and get out of here. Don't bother with my business. Your jade is fake. Huh, I have a way to prove it's fake. The protagonist challenge it. The first part of the Magic Emperor ends here. Thanks for watching. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. Hello. Welcome to the second part of Magic Emperor. A special thanks to Patreon for supporting me. Thank you very much. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part we see that our protagonist says, that jade is fake, what Miss said is true. I can prove that jade of yours is fake. Where did you come from? Why you said this jade of mine is fake? How can you prove it fake? Hey kids, it seems you are just talking nonsense. All of my jade is not fake. If you don't believe me, let's check this jade if it's fake or not. All people gather around a table to watch this. This is a liquid that everyone can find around here, sulfur or sediment. Now if your fake jade was soaked here, we will see if it's real or fake. Alright, let's try it. When he throw the jade in water he become red and soaked in water. All water turn into red. What? How could this happen? Don't be surprised, the piece of jade initially a clone so it began to fade once soaked into water. Now you have to admit that lady was not wrong. Shit. The fake jade is equivalent to 3 spiritual stone only. Arg. Who dares to throw stones at me? All people start shouting on him. Give back our money, you sold fake jade to us. Fuck you, and give my spiritual stone, liar. Damn kid, just you wait, I will not forgive you. Young master is really good. This lady just know it's fake. Lady says, I don't know how to prove it. It was because I have been experiencing this kind of thing. Young lady, do you want to buy it earlier? Although it cost 3 spiritual stones. No, I just want to tell everyone the value of jade. A strong woman, the eye of this woman is very poisonous. Fortunately I have enough experience. Lao Pang, go back to the inn. Also let me borrow your 10 spiritual stones. What? There is something that I have to do now. After that he come to a wonder place, where he found the same shopkeeper. Hey kid, boss, I finally found you. He said. You were looking for me. You dare to look for me. Are you not afraid? The protagonist says, boss, I am here for someone. I want to see the jade, and you are selling earlier. I want to buy it for 10 spiritual stone. How about it? The shopkeeper says, 10 spiritual stones. You know this jade is fake. Why you want spend 10 spiritual stone to buy this? The lady just said that this is only worth is 3 spiritual stones. Even though it is fake, it's still a bit useful. In my hand maybe I can sell it for a higher price. Oh, understand your reason now why you want to buy it. It sound good, but do you know the loss caused by you? I was cursed and hit. Do you think I will let you go? 10 spiritual stones is too little. How much do you want? I want your life. All the killing man come in front of him. Boss, I am sincerely doing business with you. Nonsense, are you not the one who destroy my business? You have to pay all of this. You must die. So the business I ask failed, alright. Ha 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 ha, kill him. You are not qualified to kill me. You are just looking for your own death. After that he kill him. Lao Pang, please guard the door, don't let anyone come in. No problem. He put the jade on the table. That jade shows his magical power. As expected, I did not see it wrong. This is a fairy blood. It is a rare stone, accumulated thousands types of pure blood, and absorb Reiki, quintessence of the sun and moon. Over thousands of years, it was formed. Solstice and Yang, it is a precious object of magic cultivator and it is rare. According to the 9 books secret, fairy bloods can create baby bloody. When baby bloody was born, he could kill people with malignant. Bloody baby can also cultivate holy blood with practitioners. Even the power of emperor's level has not dared to provoke it. Holy land is nothing. I did not guess that I will be lucky this time. I am so lucky. Joe Fan says, if anyone wants to practice the bloody baby, they must drip fresh blood to it. Until her spirit is the same as fairy blood, to feel her heart. It's not okay, I lost too much blood. I am starting to get dizzy. Can I use this fairy blood for bloody baby? I only have this chance. If I give up now, there is no other change. Once you start, you can only continue. It is not good. If I continue, I am afraid this will endanger my life. Must I really give it up? If my soul disappeared, what does this fairy blood mean? Magic Emperor Zhou Yifan, give up. Hand over the 9 secret book. 7 Emperor. The Holy Book is a relic of ancient emperor in the name of the Holy Land. Who? Are not they evil villains who only see advantages? And you? Master, don't blame me. Traitor. You all want me to die. But I am not dead yet. To hell with defense, what is holy? Who am I? I am the Magic Emperor, Demon Emperor. What is missing from me? I have to get it back. Destroy it. What? Finally. Doli, a heavenly demon. Ha, I do it. And this is, life of a bloody baby. Unexpected, very easy to implant bloody baby. Because I now have a bloody baby. The martial arts that I will use and develop next has been decided. Lao Peng come to him and says, are you done with your business? Kai Fu has come to remind us. Lao Peng, were you guarding the door for 10 days? Yes, because I don't want anyone to bother you. And thank you Lao Peng, you worked hard. Lao Peng says, are there any difficulties my brother? Let's hurry, we cannot let the young lady and master wait a long time. Why don't you wonder what I did inside, for 10 days? It is your business. The protagonist says, I don't want to know, you will definitely tell me when you are ready. Let's go quickly, young master and lady has been waiting for us. Such unconditional trust, I have never experienced it in my life before. Very magnificent house, it deserved to be the first family in this Fang City. Stop. Who are you guys? How dare you guys? How dare you to enter Kai family residence? The guard says. I am Peng Tongling, the guardian of the Luo family, and this is Luo's family housekeeper, Zhou Fan, our family's young lady is your guest. When did I become a household servant of the Luo family? 8 days ago, Kai July said that you were a household servant of the Luo family. It seems like a misintroduced you to him. Congrats brother Zhao. Demon magic emperor like myself, how can I be a housekeeper of a small family? However, Chai Fu guard looks unfriendly. The protagonist says, I think from where you guys are, this is the third person from the Luo family. Hey, there are 2 con artists who come and lie just now enter. Hey, what are you saying and why you pull me? He replied, the attitude of his subordinates is the attitude of his master. They treat us like this, and it is expected that the lady will also be the same. Maybe this Kai Fu family is no longer a place to be trusted. This is really a problem, how the Kai family treats young lady and master like this. This is so curse. They don't even show the slightest hospitality. No, even they treat young lady and the master not as human. Come on in, and take a look. At the end young master come in the house. Pang Yu. Sorry young master, I am late. Kid, what about your sister? My sister want to look for her fiancé. The head of Kai family asked here to return and cancel the marriage contact. The magic emperor says, this attitude and what is asked. Like accepting your own insult. Let's go, take me to your sister. The Kai family. How dare they? Xiao Ting Ge. Luo Yunsheng, do you understand what I said clearly? From now on I have nothing to do with you. In my eye there is only you Phi's sister. The Xiao Ting Ge replied. When you know, time is fast rolling, and the brother Xiao Ting has not liked you for a long time. The person he like now is me. Xiao Ting Ge, I don't expect you to cancel the marriage. Hope you can purse uncle. Look at the memories of our 2 beautiful families in the past. Help the Luo family. This problem has nothing to do with me. Xiao Ting Ge, you see that we have grown together. Help the Luo family. I begged you. Hey you bitch, you have to stay away from him. Kai Zio thing is mine. You must stay away from this woman in future. If I see you doing something with her, I won't let you go. You fell come down. Only you are in my heart. Other women are just shit in my eyes. Really? Okay. What I should do now? What should I do with Luo family? I beg anyone help me. Miss says. Who are you bitch couple? Protagonist says. How dare you to mess with my lady? Who are you? This kid has age seems to be on par with me, but his speed is very incredible. We both are considered as genius. But he can't ever react on me. He even give us 2 slap. When did he reach this level? In my own heart of demon. I have seen all the suffering of this world. The protagonist says. How can I be hurt because a little girl being bullied? But seeing it be like this, there is no reason for me to feel pain in my heart. Miss says. It can only be liked with the former owner of the body. Dawn, heart magic. It seems I will spend a long time dealing with this family. Miss says. Let's go, the emperor says. Stop. Hey, you think you can go easily after hitting us? Luo Yunsheng, do you think you can just leave like that? You what do you want? Very easy, you just need to kowtow to us 3 times, I will let you go after that. Especially him. She points towards the protagonist. You are asking too much. Luo Yunsheng, don't make yourself embarrassed. If you don't kneel, don't expect to leave. Don't let your brother lose his life. Luo Yunsheng, remember you are not alone. Your act is very outrageous. Let's knelt down. The fight between them started. Damn you. Even if all of you beg me, I will not let you go. You want me to kneel? You think you deserve it? Who dare to disturb the Kai family? The head of Chai family come in front of them. Father, finally you are here. The head of Kai family. That guy is the one who is making trouble here. His son said. Layer 8 Fond Realm. How can he know my cultivation level in 1 chance? The head of Chai family says. Boy, it turns out you have a good ever. Who are you? The protagonist says. Luo family butler, it is Joe Fan. I have long heard that Luo family is recruiting a new butler, but I did not expect him to be so young. And he is mysterious. Kai says, I will not provoke something unknown. Unfortunately, there is a power that support me now, so I don't need to be afraid anymore. Uncle Kai, you must punish them. Don't worry, Uncle Kai is here. The little master says, I have been kind enough to you and your brother, Yunsheng. Kai says, if you don't pay it back, you will only cause problem for me. It seems the head of Chai family is getting old, even bullying a little girl. The Zhao Fan says, if there is something that you want to say, just say it to me. Also, don't pretend to be good to us. You can discuss and talk, but you don't forget about the marriage contact issue. Kai says, well, because you have made a fuss, this old man will not be compassionate. For today this old man will explain to you. Each of your life is in my hand, I will not take advantage of you. But will give you two choices. It's to fight or die, you will feel my strength. You have a power of 8 layer, is not that clearly killing us? Uncle Kai, I beg you, Yunhai is still young, he is innocent, good, then I will start first. Kai says, how dare he attack me? It's hard for me to gather my chi first. You lucky enough, you survived from my attack. I never believe in luck, I believe in strength. Also look at your son. Zhao Fan, what you have done? Kai asks. Zhao Fan says, I just want to tell to Elder Kai, that I can the life of your son at any time, so please be careful. Kai says, stop, okay, I believe in you. Let's go, Kai family leader, I have a word for you. Today if you don't care about my warning I will finish you off. Uncle Kai, is it okay to let them go? Kai says, in the past this old man is too lazy to receive today. But he also let the tiger back to the mountain. In other words, if Joe Fan is not eradicated as soon as possible, in the future he will threaten your family. I will make a plan as soon as possible. Zhao Fan says, if Uncle Kai is afraid to touch him, the elder of my family are not afraid of him. The girl says, he dared to hit my pretty face, I will let you feel the consequence for offending one of the members of the 7 imperial family. Both 3 are coming out from Kai family. Zhao Fan says, Miss, do you know about the 7 emperor family? Miss reply, what, you, how do you know about that? 7 emperor family, what is it? Miss reply, in the past we are in the Guanyanzhuang and had nothing to do with them. Zhao Fan says, but now we live in the line, if we really meet one of the 7 emperor family, we must quickly avoid them. Even if it's one of the dogs. Young Miss is always calm even when he faces Kai family, the number 1 in TH city of Feng. I don't expect that she was now depressed like this. Miss says, even if we are Luo or Kai family, no matter how strong we are, we just secular families. But in the Tianyu Emperor, at the beginning's foundation of the Tian Emperor 7 ministers cited to receive special consent from the Emperor family and they were able to compete with the Emperor family. They even have territory and power that above other families. Against them means against the Emperor. That's the 7 family of the Empire. Is there anyone can match the Empire family in this land? The 7 family of the Empire. Is the here anyone can match the Empire family in the land? Miss says, the 7 family of the Empire is untouchable, no one can do anything to them. Everyone knows about it. Zhao Fan says, is Sun family included? Miss says, why are you asking that? Oh yes, Joe's brother, if that woman was one of the 7 family of the Empire. Definitely young Miss will stop you to hit her at that time. The Zhao Fan says, the Sun family is related with the one of the 7 families of the Empire. Miss says, how do you know about that? He replied, I heard that women shouted let them feel the strength of the 7 families of the Empire. How can this happen? We accidentally offend the 7 family. Miss says, Joe Fan, let's go, we must apologize to Miss Sun. It's useless, if we go, our death is waiting for us. Joe brother, then what should we do? Little Master Yunhai says, Yunhai. Joe Fan says, brothers Joe. Don't you always call me the slave of dog? Little Master Yunhai says, it is a call of honor because you saved us. Now you are like a brother, even I do not mind you become my brother-in-law. So please save us once more. Miss says, Yunhai, shut your mother and don't talk nonsense. The Joe Fan says, is there still someone from the 7 families here? Miss replies, Yes, there is the Qianlong Pavilion, the #1 treasure house. They are strong and rich. Okay, for now let's return first. Tomorrow we will go to Qianlong Pavilion. Miss asks, what we will do in Qianlong? To form alliance. What? Then there are many guard present on front door. They all are coming towards them. Joe Fan says, impressive, as expected from one of the 7 family, even the guards are strong. Joe Fan says, stop. The guards say, what business do you have here in Qianlong Pavilion? The Joe Fan says, please notify Ms. Yunjuang of Luo family. Wants to meet the pavilion leader. The guards say, this is the first time I met a madman, how could he talk to us without looking into our eyes? Luo's family. I have never heard that. I don't see any reason to let you guys in hurry get away from here. Joe Fan, you should ask your master, you don't have a right to decide. The guard says, what did you say? Joe Fan says, is this the way Qianlong's pavilion treat his guests? This is very disappointed. Miss says, stop, they came here to make trouble. Is not she? I heard what you guys said, visitor or guests, don't be rude. The guards say, yes miss. Miss says, sir, we meet again. This is a good chance, unexpectedly that miss is from the Qianlong Pavilion. This little girl Long Nuo, just doing some task here in Qianlong Pavilion. May I know what did young master coming here for? Joe Fan says, let me introduce myself, I am Joe Fan, butler of Luo family. I heard that Qianlong's pavilion is the #1 treasure house in the Tianyan Empire, so I accompanied this young miss to sell something. Miss says, oh, the thing you want to sell, someone be seen by the little girl first. The guard says, is that boy a friend of young miss? No way, how could young miss have a poor friend like that, it's just a coincidence. The other guard says, when they don't meet the requirement and feasibility, they will be expelled naturally, that's for sure. At that time, we have to give them a lesson, especially that arrogant boy. For someone like him, he is too lucky. If he has a piece of jade, I don't know what thing you have, I will check it first. Miss says, this little girl does not seem cunning, but she is very clever. The Joe Fan says, the only thing that matter is the temptation to decide on the business negotiation strategy, although this little girl is an elite. But it is nothing in front of me. This is, if I am not wrong, was not that writing, drawn by Joe Fan last night. How can you that young miss look very seriously? Mr. Joe Fan, name very price. The Joe Fan says, Miss Long is an expert, please make a good offer. How about 100 spiritual stones? Wait, 100,000 spiritual stones. Only 100,000. Miss Long, are you not giving right price? I am not sell it with that offer. The Joe says, because Miss Long is not sincere, let's stop the business. Mr. Joe, this is just a sketch of the first level formation array. 100,000 is enough. In addition, this is still done by hand. This is not a jade shop that you play for. I think 100,000 is enough. The Joe Fan says, Miss Long, don't lie to me. Quickly give back the image of that sketch of the formation to me. Miss says, alright, I will pay 300,000. You still don't have sincerity. Miss reply, Don, this picture needed a first level formation. But there are still many images that I have never been seen before. Even if I lose a lot of money, I have to get this formation. This devil boy, really suspect me, and don't want to let go. The little master says, hurry, give it back to me. She says, Miss, this formation is most at 300,000. Miss reply, and with that Tianyu Empire, only we can buy this. You cannot get this kind of offer elsewhere. There is a chance. Miss Luo, you do big business with our pavilion. Naturally you will be our VIP guest, in the future Qianlong Pavilion will always open for you. She says, VIP is not support from them. Joe Fan, should we? Joe Fan reply, shut up, I am the bullet of Luo family, and I am responsible for every affair of Luo family. Please give back the sketch to me. Miss Xiao Nui says, unfortunately, Mr. Joe Fan, your request does not make any sense to me. I assure you about Qianlong Pavilion reputation, this first level formation, most only at the price of 300,000. Joe thinks, Miss Long has just threatened us. So you really did not get it. I want to know, does the Qianlong Pavilion master have here? Miss Xiao Nui says, what, I did not get it. Joe Fan, you have a good eye but don't be too arrogant. Joe Fan says, sorry, I want to meet the master of Qianlong Pavilion. Miss Xiao Nui reply, alright, wait here. Her friend says, did we offend the Qianlong Pavilion? Then master of Qianlong Pavilion, Shenyan Longju come. He is the master of Qianlong Pavilion in the city. Shenyan Longju. As expected of Qianlong Pavilion, they have a strong master here. The cultivation level of this person is too much higher than the head of Kai family. The difference of power is very large. Even I can't see his cultivation level. Oh, this is young miss of Luo's family. Greeting to Master Ju. Master reply, are you new butler of Luo's family? Joe Fan reply, yes. Master reply, okay, as long as it's not old, anyone can be the butler. I heard that you doubt the identity of Miss Long Nui, is it true? That's right, although Xiao Nui has a short career, she has a unique view and she is certain about it. But you still doubting, so let this old man look at it. Master have a look on it. Miss Xiao Nui says, Uncle Ju, believe what I told you. This first level formation array is worth 300,000. Ju reply, I don't expect Luo family to have something like this. Boy, how about 1.8 million? What? All are shocked. Miss Xiao Nui says, Uncle Ju this. Uncle Ju prevent her by saying anything with the gesture of his hand. Joe says, too low. Master says, the old man understand that. However, that 1.8 million is the price. The old man can offer. Well, we will sell it to Master Ju. Master reply, 8 million. Zhu Fan says, if you are not able to pay a higher price, then let's cancel this transaction. Hey kid, this old man warn you. Joe Fan says, Master Ju, if you do this will damage the name of Qianlong Pavilion. Master says, kid, are you not scared? He reply, the Qianlong Pavilion is a business family in the empire. If you behave badly it will damage the honor of the family. I am a bad boy, but I will bet you don't want to damage the reputation of your family, Master Ju, am I right? He reply, good boy, interested, Luo family supported by a person like you. They don't need to worry about the raise of Luo family. Boy, I know you come to Qianlong Pavilion not only sell this array formation. So what is your condition? Joe Fan says, the price of this formation is 10 million. You can pay me million today and rest later. You are currently owe us. Master reply, okay, until this debt is paid. Qianlong Pavilion will help you as much as possible. Xiao Nui, pay them a million. Xiao Nui reply, okay. Uncle Ju, is not a first level formation array, how could we buy it for a price of 10 million? I have also never seen that kind of formation before. Master says, Xiao Nui, look at these sketches carefully. I am afraid this is the only array that is in the Tianyu Empire. Xiao Nui says, a sketch of ancient array formation. Master says, the method of forming ancient formation has long been lost. But we can see from the ancient book. Xiao Nui says, no doubt this is an ancient formation. This is an invaluable treasure, which can be compared to 10 million, what? I did not expect this sketch is very valuable. Master says, you should tell Aji to find 4 or 5 strong people. To protect Luo's family, they have offended the son's family yesterday. Xiao Nui say, why should we protect them? Master says, don't you understand their intention? This is the way we pay the debt to them. The second part of the Magic Emperor ends here. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. Thanks for watching. Hello. Welcome to the third part of the Magic Emperor. I wanted to say thanks to all of you for your support. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part we see that Joe Fan is waiting very quality. While his follower come back to him and say, this is bad, we are surrendered by the son's family. Joe Fan says, the person I am waiting for finally comes. His fellow says, why are you very calm? Because I am waiting for them. Call young miss and master. His fellows say, you are so talented, it gives you courage. Luo's family get out of here. Other people think about the Joe Fan and says, you were arrogant yesterday. Miss says, I want to know what the problem is so that Miss Sun brings a lot of people to our residence today. Joe Fan says, do you want to know the reason? Joe says, I will not forget what you did to me at the Kai residence. Today, I will not let Luo's family go from here and will destroy all of you. Joe Fan says, as long as Joe Fan is not afraid, everything is gonna be okay. Miss says, my family has lived in Linchin for 100 years. It's not easy for you to destroy us. Sun family has just come to Feng City for about several decades, be careful for your words. Miss say, Luo Yunsheng, I want to tell you today. A chicken will never be a phoenix. Miss Luo says to cousin you. He reply Miss Luo, forgive my cousin Hayes to be rude. We are here only to look for the butler of your Luo family. Looking for justice for my cousin and this will not involve you. As long as you hand over the butler, I promise not to hurt anyone. She says, cousin this is not our deal. Would not we gonna destroy them? Why you, and Miss want to, this could be a great opportunity to Miss Luo to recreate a good future. Miss says, looking for a problem with him means looking for problem with our family. He is a part of Luo family and has something to do with me. Cousin says, I suggest you not to fight. Miss says, if you know my identity, I am sure you will not dare to fight me. Cousin says, Zaixia Yuquan, disciple of Yuming Valley. She reply, what? He says, you are the member of the 7th family of the empire. Are you afraid now? The Sun's family has a relationship with the 7th family of the empire. No wonder even the head of Kai family is very respectful to that girl. Joe Fan, I am Joe Fan the butler of the Luo family, how do you want to finish this? Fight one-on-one with me. As my cousin says, you are someone like you so arrogant. If I lose you, it will bring shame to Yuming Valley. Both start fighting. It turn out you could dodge it. The chi pressure is 6 times heavier. He is a devil work. Joe Fan are you alright? Miss says. Joe Fan says, interesting. Zaixia Yubquan says, why is he not afraid? It seems like he's enjoying it. Who is he? What so fast? This is bad. Miss says, cousin be careful, Uncle Kai Rong was also injured by him. Zaixia Yubquan says, I am in trouble, I did not expect to meet someone who has hurt me here. If I know this earlier, could it be that he is a demon cultivator? Demon cultivator always pursue power in any way to be the strongest. Practice with strong discipline and strict rules. Against them is so different from a group of madman. Zaixia Yubquan says, I have to finish it quickly. Miss Astronish, what is that? What? Both fight very strictly, a blood come out from the mouth of Joe Fan. Zaixia Yubquan says, your chi flow has been sealed. Even if you have another skill you cannot use it. Her cousin says, cousin hurry up kill him. Joe Fan, go to hell. Joe Fan says, blood shadow palum. What? Your chi flow has been sealed by me, how could you can use martial art? Little Price becomes so happy, he smile and says, yeah brother Joe is so amazing, such attack cannot beat him. Joe Fan, what? Happened? Because we forced to use martial art skill when his QI has been sealed. It means, he will die soon. What are you saying? Zaixia Yubquan says, unfortunately, if you and I has the same power, maybe I will use my full power. But now I am looking at your current condition. Even though I am injured now, I can still kill you with one hand easily. Zaixia Yubquan says, Miss Luo, I am not going to kill you. Don't block me, die, no. A horrible war started between them. Drop dead. Then Long Jia come, Yuquan says, Long Jia why you? Yuquan, you have killed people anywhere, is it still enough? This is none of your business. Yuquan says, this is none of your business. Don't interfere. Long Jia says, I was ordered by Uncle Ju to protect the safety of Luo family. If you want to kill them, you will have to pass through me. Yuquan says, how can it be Qianlong's pavilion should be? Hey, Long Jia, don't forget you and me have the same power. Do you think you can protect these people? Long Jia says, Yuquan, don't forget. You are injured, do you think you can beat me with those wounds? Yuquan says, I know what you are going to say. Long Jia says, the top class despite the extent of their power, if the time comes, we can use up to 12 times the power that you can. If you and me fight to death here, there will be a big battle, can you bear the consequence? Yuquan says, the Yuming Valley and Qianlong Pavilion has problem with each other, sooner or later, there will be a warfare but not for now. If I destroy that affair and family plan then, I understand. If your master did not teach you how devil cultivator fight, if you hesitate now you will die. You how could? Joe Fan says, this man is clearly dying, from where he get his power and he became faster than before. Maybe, I feel into his heart. Not only me but Long Jia too. Yuquan says, help me. Joe Fan fight horribly with him and says, now it's time to die. Miss says, cousin, you were ordered by Ju to protect us, were not you. Joe Fan says, thanks for the help, please convey this message to Master Ju. You don't have to send someone else to protect us. She comes to Long Ju and says, unexpectedly. Today I kid caused trouble and messed up my family plan. Uncle Ju Xiao Nui won't understand, Joe Fan is making trouble and killing Yuquan. What the connection with Qianlong Pavilion? Long Ju says, did not you get it? At that time Long Jia was there and everybody saw him. Miss says, then the kid kill Yuquan in front of Long Jia, do you think who will be responsible later? Luo family. Yuquan says, can you believe that someone from a small family dared to kill a disciple of the 7th family of Empire? Even if you don't believe it, people of Yuming Valley and Sun's family will also not believe that this has happened. They will blame us. Miss says, if that's true, then that's unfortunate for us, why should we be responsible for Luo's family deeds? Long Zhu says, huh. Unlucky. That was planned by that kid. According to Long Jia, that boy almost out of breath. Even if Yuquan wants to attack him, he will not be able to move his body. But after Long Jia come to block Yuquan attack, he took the opportunity to recover himself and counterattack. His strength is much larger than before. He actually planned it from the beginning. Miss says, what? Then he knows that Long Jia's brother will come to help him and he made plans for Yuquan. Long Jia says, stupid girl, he did not plan it for Yuquan but for Qianlong Pavilion in Yuming Valley. When two big families are fighting, he can convince Luo's family to run away. Miss says, how is it possible? Is he not afraid to offend two big families? She thinks, at that point, he has thought about it. Long Jia says, at that time, when he sold this scroll of an array formation, he already knew how much I appreciated the honor of our family. So if we don't do anything or ignore the Luo family, it will damage the honor of Qianlong Pavilion. So we can only guarantee Luo family safety until the end. Interesting, in the beginning thought that guy is the most dangerous person in have ever met. Joe Fan shout, get out, too weak, I always think that in my eyes, if I use all my strength, I am certainly can win against that trash. But in reality I cannot win, I almost died by his hands. I am too weak. Yuquan says, to avoid Kai family and Sun family. I got caught up in the fight of the 7 family. Joe Fan says, the enemy who will be facing is the 7 families. It is impossible to protect myself and Luo family with my current power, I have to get stronger. Become stronger in a short time. He attack on his servant and says, I will kill you first, I want to see how the Kai family will be destroyed. The bloody baby is flying in the air. What happened? Where are the patrols? It's clearly not the time to change shifts. Joe Fan says, who? Come out quickly. How is it possible? This is the residence of the Kai family. Who dare to come here? Joe says, this is the 50th person, the prescription of my great devil and bloody baby, really a perfect pair. It can even kill a practitioner in a snap, my wounds has not recovered yet after fighting with Yuquan. I need their blood and QI to heal me. And this is one way to subdue the Kai family. Bloody baby says, this chi pressure, a master cultivator, there is a master here. Why are all guards gathered here? It seems this is getting more interesting. Elder Jane come with Sun Jazuhu. Why did you come here with Sun Jaju? Is there any problem? You should already know, today my discipline Yuquan have been killed by Qianlong's pavilion. Sun Jaju says, was not the Luo family who killed him. He replied, is Luo's family dare to do it? My Young Valley and Qianlong's pavilion have long been hostile to each other. But there are no parties who dare to start first and break the balance of the 7 families of the empire. This time the Qianlong pavilion kill my Yuming Valley disciple with the Luo family premise. Do you think I don't know what it means? It's just as what I thought of. The bloody baby says, the 7 family of the empire have been dominated for decades and never occurred by them that there are people who dare to oppose their dignity and honor. Because of their arrogant, they would rather believe that this is conspiracy, instead of believing the facts in front of them. This is also applies to Qianlong Pavilion. The elder Jane says, "So, what does the elder's purpose for coming here? But I want you to help me. You just need to watch what Qianlong Pavilion going to do. If I show myself, there is going to be a big war." Elder Jane, it is Qianlong's pavilion. Sun Jiaju says, "How could my Kai family offend them? Why should I be involved in the dispute between the 7 families?" Elder Jane says, "It is true that Kai's family cannot offend Qianlong Pavilion. You deal with Luo family and see what Qianlong's pavilion reaction." What? Luo family? Who knew that Luo's family was supported by Qianlong Pavilion? If I go to cause trouble with the Luo family, isn't it the same as offending the Qianlong Pavilion? Sun Jiaju, your granddaughter is close with the Yuming Valley, why don't you go to look for a trouble with Luo family? Did not your granddaughter that caused the trouble today? Sun Jiaju says, "When I found that the Luo's family was supported by Qianlong Pavilion, was not natural for me not to dare to cause trouble." Zhou Fan is the person I hate the most right now. A few days ago, I didn't know what skill he used, he made my child vomit blood for several days, even now my child has not yet recovered. If I go and provoke him again, I am afraid he will kill my son in a cruel way. Zhou Fan says, "It was just a lesson for the Kai family, I injected bloody baby into Kai Xiaothing's body that day. I even used bloody baby to torture him today. I don't expect to avoid this order," he used a lame excuse. Sun Jiaju says, "Don't make excuse. The head of Sun family is wise and competent. If you leave this assignment to him, he will surely fulfill your trust." Hey Kai Rong, what do you mean? Sun Jiaju says, "Enough. Useless trash, I don't need you anyone, I will ask other for help." Sun Jiaju says, "One more thing, Kai Rong. Have you prepared the spiritual martial arts book?" "Of course it don't, here it is, please see it." Sun Jiaju says, "Elder Jane, this is the ancient spiritual martial arts." Elder Jane says, "I will already accept it." Sun Jiaju says, "And this is a medium-level flame finger spiritual arts, this is better than the low-level spiritual martial arts used by you. The exchange a low level for a intermediate spiritual level." "Thank you Elder Jane." The bloody baby says, "What he want to do with it?" Sun Jiaju says, "May I know who will you chose to deal with Luo family?" Elder Jane says, "Are you afraid to do this task?" "Don't worry, the person who will do this task is one of the message of the Yuming Valley. Is not it like Yuming Valley gonna attack directly?" Elder Jane say, "He is chess piece we have arranged for a long time. He is on the mountain of the wind. Mountain of the black wind." Elder Jane says, "Who is there? So fast, what is that? What creature is that?" Sun Jiaju says, "I don't know. It must be a skill of devil cultivator." Zhou Fan smile and says, "Fortunately, bloody baby has escaped, if not it will be destroyed by the old man. I don't expect that I will meet a very strong man in Kai residence. Since the bloody baby, he is my heart. If the clone of bloody baby is destroyed, then the bloody baby in my body will die and most likely I will also die. It seems I need to increase my strength. For now the state of the Yuming Valley and Qianlong Pavilion remain stable. But someone from the Mountain of the Black Winds will come soon, Luo family will be in danger. With the current bloody baby power, my strength will easily increase. Even less than 10 days I have broken through the Qi collection, my strength speed has increased double. Mountain of the Black Wind. If you are not afraid of dying then just come to me. Miss come to Zhou Fan house and before she knocked the door, Zhou opened it and Miss fell down. Miss says, "It hurts." Zhou says, "What is Miss doing in front of my room? Shit, why am I so careless? If that is enemy, I am definitely going to die." Miss says, I am afraid your wounds might get worse, so I am guarding and waiting for you outside. But now it look you a fine, so I will go now." Zhou Fan says, "Wait, what is the young Miss saying? That you are here for whole night?" His fellow says, "Brother Zhou, I am so glad that you are fine. Did you know that your wound was so bad, so we are afraid that you would die. Young Miss guard the whole night, afraid that there is something that may happen to you." "Oh right, where is the young Miss?" says Zhou Fan. He reply, "She is gone." Zhou Fan says, "Damn heat magic. How could the demon's magic emperor like me moved by such a woman's treatment? My heart beat faster. It must be the feeling of the Luo family boy again. His Lao Peng thinks what is wrong with him. Zhou Fan says, "Oh right Lao Peng, you follow me to go to Qianlong's pavilion now." Lao Peng says, "But what young miss and young master?" Zhou Fan says, "Don't worry, after yesterday's incident, no one can dare to touch them right now. For that, no their family from the 7 families will touch us." Lao Peng says, "Brother Zhou, I really trust you. Who else will bear the big responsibility if it's not you? In the past you can only sweep the courtyard of the house, but now you become so talented person." Zhou says, "That person is not me." The guard in front of the house says, "Honor guest, please come in." Zhou Fan says, "Don't you have no respect for me? A few days ago." The guard says, "At that time we don't know yet, that you are a great customer, as a VIP guest, how can we stop you?" Zhou Fan says, "You guys look down on people useless trash. Miss Long Niu come." Zhou Fan says, "Did we offend her? Miss Long Niu, is the Qianlong pavilion not friendly to their guest?" Miss Long Niu says, "Did you think you were guest here?" Zhou says, "It turned out that you are really still an innocent girl." Miss shout on him and says, "Zhou Fan are you talking to?" Zhou Fan says, "It's you, Miss Long Niu, whether it is about business or the 7 family of the empire, it depends on the interests. How we can survive in this world if you are so easy anger while discussing about business or taking something into account. Instead your friend Long Ju is more mature than you. He know being planned by me, so without saying nothing much, he left. I think he is very smart and fast in taking action." Miss says, "The ability to think fast and knowledge defeat is a power too." Zhou says, "Affection, ambition, don't help you, the benefits is above all. Let's forget our personal problems and let's talk about the business now." Miss says, "Okay, Zhou Fan, allow this old man to talk to you. Yesterday he was badly injured but now there is no wounds that can be seen at all. Did the wound healed overnight?" Zhou Fan says, "Don't you want to give the young generation the opportunity to do business?" Long Ju says, "Let the old man do business with you, how could I hand over a business that could harm the honor of the Qianlong pavilion the young generation? You came here, there must be some request you want to ask this old man. This old man know what you are planning, you are very smart in making a plan but don't think you are smarter than this old man." Zhou says, "Your assessment of me is too high, how can I be compared with you? My plan is predicted this old man." Long Zhu says, "Enough your nonsense, what do you want today?" Zhou says, "I just want to find a new residence for Luo's family. Is Master Zhu can recommend it to us." Long Zhu says, "Why this old man to help you?" Zhou Fan says, "It's so simple, because Qianlong pavilion owes us, and even easier for you to monitor us." Long Zhu says, "What? This boy can read what people thinking. Since yesterday, Qianlong's pavilion still don't do something. Zhu thinks, I don't know when we are going to deal with the Yuming Valley. Luo family have no residence, if we are not careful, they can cause BG war from 2 families, so we must definitely monitor the Luo's family." However this guy suddenly appear. Zhou thinks, what is he thinking? The old man has lived almost 100 years. He thinks, but I was controlled by this boy on the palm of his hand. This is not good. It's not comfortable at all. Zhou says, "Let me tell you something." Miss says, "What information do you have? Is it beneficial to our Qianlong's pavilion?" Zhou says, "I know the influence of Qianlong pavilion is throughout the plan of empire. But the cat has a way of cat and the rats have a way of rats. The information I have, maybe you guys did not know." Zhu says, "Let me hear it first." Zhou Fan says, "Do you know that Yuming Valley will soon attack the Qianlong pavilion?" Other says, "What, that's impossible, I always keep an eye on their action. Nothing passes from my supervision." Miss says, "Don't listen to him, he must fooling us. What evidence do you have?" Zhou says, "I have no evidence, I just know the appearance of this person is very old, also Kai Rong and other call him, Elder Jane. Jane Fan." Zhou says, "His killing intent is so strong. Master Zhu, do you have a relationship with the old man? More precisely the enemy, the right eye of Master Zhu has been killed by him. I don't expect that Master Zhu had this deep hatred to Elder Jane." I apologize to have offended Master Ju. Long Ju says, it's right, because you have told and described that old man, then I will trust you. There is a residence that is 100 meters away from here, you can occupy it. Joe says, thank you Master Ju. Then we are going now. Long Zhu says, boys, where did you see the old man? Joe says, Kai family, but now it may be in the residence of the Sun's family. Long Zhu says, okay I see, Long Jia send message to family and instruct them to send more elders. I didn't want Jane Fan to leave this city alive. He dared to come to my place, if I let him alive, I will regret this for life for having lost my eye. Miss and Little Master says, are we going to stay here now? Joe says, Lao Peng, what do you think of becoming the leader of the guard like them? Lao Peng says, every guard here is much better than me, being one of them is good enough. How dare I become their leader? Joe says, don't worry, that day that you will be their leader will come. Miss Long Niu says, it turn out you are not only fooling others but also you fool people around you. The Luo family butler is only a bog liar. With this Peng Tonggolan qualification, the limit he can reach is the 6th layer. You can't compare it to our guards. I suggest a small family like you, don't dream to become a big family. Joe says, Miss Long Niu, there is a saying, don't bully the weak because you can. Don't be outrageous. Miss Long Niu says, bully the weak. You guys lying to yourself and dreaming at daytime just to entertain yourself. A big and strong family can only be built from hundreds of generations. Don't you think by using your little intelligence to Qianlong, S Pavilion will make you become great, you are just a fog in the well. You don't know how big this world. Joe Fan, a fog in the well. Miss Long Niu says, you are too much. Joe says, Miss, I ask permission to use Lingxi. Then Joe go to the roof. Miss says, hey, this is not your home. Don't you have manners? Quickly come down. Joe says, level 3 defensive formation, Panglong formation. Miss says, it's a formation that Uncle Ju can set up. How did he know? He says, go and show his power. Hey, what are you doing? Do I have to answer? After saying this he read some magical word and the old ghost come to alive. Elder Jane says, who activate this array? Is it old ghost? No, it is impossible. He does not have the ability to do it. That is Ma Panlong formation array. No, that's not right, mine is not as strong as this. What happened in the city? Does the plan will be executed earlier than the schedule? No Elder Janae's not reckless, so what's going on? Miss Long Zhu says, Joe Fan, what have you done? Don't ignore me. Joe Fan says, I just finished setting up the Panlong formation array. This is only a 3-level formation, I am afraid this will not be able to protect young Miss completely. There I advise to increase it to level 5, the Judean Panlong array. But it need a lot of Lingxi. Miss Long Niu says, what level 5 array? Only a few people can make 5 array formation Tianyu Empire, even in the 7th family of Empire, there is no such talent, but this child is confident when he says that he will make the 5-level formation array. What he says might be true. Miss says, can he really make a level 5 formation array? Miss says, it's okay, but Joe Fan, if you use so many Lingxi without my permission, you must be punished. But because you are using it for us, I will forgive you this time. Let's go. Yep, great Miss. Miss thinks, he shows his original power. Now this area has a formation array. Unexpected, he is a level 5 formation master. How could a small family have such a talented person? Elder Jane says, who set up this array? Miss says, that is, the butler of Luo family, Joe Fan. Elder Jane says, what it's him. Not anyone know to set up a formation array. It took years to learn it. How he can set up level 3 formation when he was so young. You call him to see me. This old man talked to him. Brother Joe Fan, please sit down, Brother Joe Fan. Uncle Ju only call brother to a person he respect. Joe thinks, I don't know what does Ju Ges want. Ju Jie. Elder Jane says, Xiao Fan, because you have called me Gerger, the old man does not mind it and will accept it. You can set up a level 5 formation array. With such ability, why are you still serving in Luo's family? Would it not be better if you join us Qianlong Pavilion? How is it? The 3rd part of the Magic Emperor ends here. Please subscribe for the next part. Thanks for watching. Hello. Welcome to the fourth part of the Magic Emperor. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part we see that Long Niu says, Xiao Fan, join our Qianlong's pavilion, I promise you will get better treatment and you will be a great elder. Even the head of pavilion will see you, he will be polite. Zhou says, oh, Miss says, what make him a great elder? Is that the highest position in Qianlong pavilion? He is still young who has no experience yet. How can we accept him to be the great elder? Zhou says, this result, I have predicted it when I started a fight with Sun's family in Yuming Valley with a talent of set up 5th level or A formation. In the empire who does not want to have even I met the emperor, he would treat me with respect. Zhou Fan, what do you think? I have some condition. Long Niu says, of course it does not matter as long as Qianlong pavilion can do it, you can mention anything. Zhou Fan says, I want her to bring me a tea, water, wash my feet and warm my bed. Xiao Niu shout and says, in your dreams. Xiao Niu, calm down. Zhou says, I am just kidding. I have got young Miss in home, what else do I need? I just want my sister and brother in Luo family. Live in peace. The condition is not for himself but for Luo's family. Long Niu says, okay, I promise. During your stay in Qianlong Pavilion Luo's family remain safe. We make sure that all generations will be safe. So from now on you will be our Qianlong Pavilion great leader. Zhou says, I will tell the family about you, 3 days later I will take you to the family headquarters. Wait, I did not promise to become the great elder. Long Niu says, what? You rejecting it? Brother Zhou, are you fooling me? Zhou says, if you invite me half an hour ago, I will agree without hesitation with the same condition I said earlier. Long Niu asked, then what happened that make you change your mind? Zhou says, Miss Long Niu, still remember what you said before. In the next 10 years, I will make the Luo's family prevail over the 7 family of the empire. Long Niu asked from Xiao Nui, what did you say to him? She says, Uncle Zhu, I will tell you everything. Long Nui says, I have told you before, never look down, hurt or break someone's self-respect. You have insulted the Luo family. Miss says, no wonder he refused and angry with you. But the last words he mentioned cannot achieve it. Long Nui says, Luo's family has Zhou Fan which is a genius 5th level. Even if they are the part of 7 family of empire in the future. They will be the best families among secular families or leader of an alliance. You guys, we can almost invite him to be our great elder. Zhou says, it was a good opportunity to protect Luo's family with the Qianlong protection. That way Luo's family safety will be guaranteed. Miss think, but you are just dreaming. Zhou says, dream, if I cannot dream, so I will rely on heaven. With the demon technique, I will go against the heaven, I will make my own destiny. Now I will help Luo's family, not to be eliminate the heart magic, but to cultivate the demon technique secretly. Nothing is impossible in this world, if the heaven stop me, I will destroy him. My life is determined by myself not by destiny. Someday I will make this little family become the strongest family in the future. Nothing is impossible for me. The demon magic emperor Zhou Yifan. What did Master Zhu need you for? Zhou reply. He offered me a position as a venerable of the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. Miss says, then congratulations, the Veiled Dragon Pavilion is not something that Luo family hope to compare to. You will a brighter future ahead there. Zhou says, what are you singing for? I rejected the offer. Miss says surprising, but why? Zhou says, no reason in particular. I am going back to my room. Zhou says, young Miss, in the future, for all matters big or small regarding the Luo clan. Miss says, I will make the decision. Don't interfere. Follow now on, I will be the Luo clan's head steward. In 10 years, I will make the Luo clan surpass the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. Bloody baby notice, oh no, another one is missing. Killing of their clan's sentries without sensing even a shred of a presence. It must be terrifying Kai Rong and his son. They are probably shaking in their beds. Someone here. HMPH, there is no one who had dared to spy on the Veiled. That guy's probably here together. Young Miss, did you find anything? A woman. Xiao Kui, give me a pen, look closely, this is the residence's structure. Here and here are places heavily guarded by sentries. The four corners have arrays set by experts at the bone tempering stage. Young miss, this is the veiled dragon pavilion we are talking about. How could we possibly break in? Looking at it, I am afraid we did get annihilated before we even got through the front door. Miss says, relax, senior brother has already contacted the people from the Hell Valley. When the times comes, they will find a way to draw the sentries away and then we will charge in, kidnap Luo Yunchange and exterminate the rest of the Luo clan. The bloody baby says, what? Kidnap young miss? She is not even a guy. What would she want the young miss for? High servant says to miss. Young miss. You might not like what I am about to say, but it's about your futures. She says, say about it. Young miss, just what is the relationship between the Stronghold Master and the Hell Valley? For the Hell Valley, even in the Hell Valley is willing to help us, it does not change that fact that the Veiled Dragon Pavilion is one of the 7 noble houses. If we antagonize them, there will be nowhere in the world to hide him. If that happen, will the Hell Valley help us? If they abandon us, then we will be as good as dead. HMPH, you are just scared of dying. Miss says, do you think those words are upholding the Stronghold Master's honor? In order to treat his wounds, in order to take revenge for him, so what if we lose our lives? Stand down, we will act according to the original plan. There is no room for discussion. The servants say, yes. Bloody baby says, she was able to steal their resolve with just a few words. Impressive. Zhou Fan says, now it's time for me to step in. Xiao Kui says, young miss is so impressive, exactly like how a mountain lord would act. Miss says, if Godfather were healthy, he would be much more imposing. Who on Backwind Mountain would dare accept that? Much less doubt it. Xiao Kui says, no way, they are very trusting in young miss. Xiao Kui, there is no need to comfort me. I only wish that after this, we will be able to obtain the returning dragon palm in order to cure Godfather. Xiao Kui says, since young miss is so filial, your wishes will definitely come true. Zhou says, being filial and releasing wishes are two completely different things. Little girl, also who told you that returning dragon palm could heal injuries? Miss says, who are you? Zhou says, there is no need for you to get panic. I have no bad intention towards you. I just need you two to come with me and help me to figure out a few things. Miss says, just who are you? Zhou says, oh, I have not introduced myself. I am the Luo clan's steward, Zhou Fan. Miss says, what, you are one of the Luo clan's men? Since that the case, then die. Zhou says, Qi condensation, 9-layer, spirit-ranked martial art. With that sort of power, you will be able to go toe-to-toe with a bone-tempering cultivator. You had to run into me today. Because I have a blood infant. Miss says, what did you do to me? I did not do anything, I merely took control of your body. Zhou says, come with me. Xiao Kui says, young miss. Zhou says, and you too. He picked both of them. The guard says, Steward Zhou, last night must have been exhausting for you. All men are the same. Xiao Kui says, where is this? Young miss, what is wrong? The woman laid motionless on the floor, presenting her delectable assets to Zhou Fan to see. She fights with Zhou Fan, and says asshole. Zhou Fan says, your technique not bad, but it's useless in front of me. I did like the two of you to answer a few questions, I mean not ill intent. As long as you answer truthfully, I will let you go. Also, weapons like these are best not shown in front of me. Oh yes, you would not be hiding any other dangerous objects, would you? Miss says, don't you dare, whether I dare or not, all depends on your cooperation. Who are you? And what are you here in Windgaze City for? Zhou Fan fight with the miss and damage his dress. Xiao Kui says, Meanie, how could you do this to our young miss? Then Zhou also push the Xiao Kui. Miss says, who are you, and what are you here in Windgaze City for? Then he fights with miss and torn her dress into pieces. Zhou Fan says, who are you, and what are you here in Windgaze City for? Miss says, I am the adopted daughter of the Backwind Mountain Lord, Lei Yuding. We arrived at Windgaze City in order to eliminate you, the Luo clan. Zhou says, how did you plan to eliminating us? Miss says, the Hell Valley would draw away the people from the Veiled Dragon Pavilion, and we did use the chance to infiltrate this place. Zhou says, what is your relationship with the Hell Valley? What did they gain from helping you? How did you and Heel Valley establish contact and who is pulling the strings? Miss says, I don't know. Joe torn her more dress and says that is the last chance to keep your dignity, if you don't answer. Joe says, there are a few dozen hungry men outside. Miss shouts on him, bastard. Joe says, I will count to 3. 1, 2, all right, you sure have guts. After saying that he put his hand toward her last reaming cloth. And she says, no. Xiao Kui says, no, please don't bully young Miss anymore. The one who contact with the Hell Valley was senior brother Young anymore. The one who made contact with the Hell Valley was senior brother Yang. Joe says, who is the senior brother Yang? Miss nodded her head. Xiao Kui says, senior brother, Yang's name is Young mine. He is the Mountain's Lord last disciple and is Young Miss fiancé. That day the Mountain's Lord was backstabbed by the Luo clan's leader Luo Zeman and become paralyzed and unable to speak, so. Joe says, so you wanted to ambush the Luo clan. What's so bad about replying murder for the lives taken and taking revenge? Right. Xiao Kui says, what happened next? The Luo clan was heavily guarded so there was nothing we could do. Thankfully senior brother Yang showed his remarkable abilities. He made contact with Luo clan's steward son, allowing us to act both from the inside and out and to destroy the Luo clan. Later, Luo Yunchange were unable to find her whereabout recently. Senior brother Young said you guys were here and even sought the Hell Valley for help. Later, Luo Yunchange escaped, and we were able to find her whereabout. Joe says, how did you know it was Luo Zhenan who did this deed? Did you see it with your own eyes? Senior brother Yang saw it. Then the fact that the returning dragon palm could heal the Mountain Lord injuries was also said by senior brother Yang. The other Miss come and says, Joe Fan, what are you doing inside the room? So that how is it? After seeing that scene of room. Steward Joe, what are you doing? This is the property of the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. How could you fool around in someone else's home? Joe Fan says, I am doing all of this for the Luo clan. For the Luo clans. You bring 2 dubious women back home. Mess around for a night and then say it's all for the Luo clan. Did not you want to be stronger? Did not you want to make me the Luo clan surpass the 7 noble house? Miss says, then what's the meaning of this? Joe says, does not she usually act like a dignified, virtuous woman? How come she is reacting like this today? If you know who they were, then you wouldn't say that. They are Black Wind Mountain thieves. I was just interrogating them. The other Miss says, what they are from the Black Wind Mountains. Give me back my father's life. Calm down a bit. I think the enmity between the Black Wind Mountain and the Luo clan is not so simple. Joe says, this could very well be the doing of the 7 noble houses. Miss says, what? Joe Fan says, whether it is the Luo clan or the Black Wind Mountain, in the eyes of the 7 noble houses, they are merely ants. Why would they do it in such a roundabout manner? I just don't get it. Joe says, Miss Lei, if I may be so bold to ask a favor, I would like you to bring me to the Black Wind Mountain for look. I want to get to the bottom of this whole things. Miss Lei says, humph, if you are thinking of sneaking into our Black Wind Mountain. They don't even think about it. Joe Fan says, young miss, please give the returning dragon palm manual to me. Miss Lei says, what are you going to do? Joe Fan says, Miss Lei, this is the returning dragon palm you wanted. However, this is just an instruction manual. It cannot cure your lord's wounds. I am only entreating you to take me to the Black Wind Mountains for a look in order to ascertain the truth. I may be that Yongming has been deceiving you this whole time. If not, whether it be the Luo clan or the Black Wind Mountains, both will perish in the midst of the fury of the 7 noble houses this time. Xiao Kui says, senior brother Yang is a good person. There is no way he deceives us. Joe says, Yongming was able to easily make a steward who had worked in the Luo clan for decades defect. And he was also able to easily stand with one of the 7 nobles' houses, the Hell Valley. Miss Lei, as his fiancé, do you truly understand who he is? All right, I will take you there. Joe says, ahem, that's right. Miss Lei, be sure not to catch a cold. Oh, and also Miss Lei, be sure to wear a little more next time. That way, you can last longer. Screw off. The Black Wind Mountain. Interesting, Joe Fan, you better behave. Miss Lei says, if I see that you have even a hint of ill intent towards the Black Wind Mountain, I won't let you leave here alive. The old man says, relax, Miss Lei. This old man is merely here to seek the truth, not to exact revenge. After all, with just me here, what can I even do? Also, if you so much as harm a hair on Xiao Kui, I won't spare you either. Relax. Firstly, I keep Xiao Kui in custody for insurance. Secondly, it was for your own good. Miss Lei says, for my good. One servant come out and says, who is it? So young Miss has returned. Weren't you going to Windgaze City, so why? I have some stuff I have to take care of here. The old man says, that was one of the Yangming's people. Your mission at Windgaze City was supposed to be top secret. So how does a lowly mountain guard know about it? Watch. After we ascend the mountain, that Yangming person will come out to greet us. Then suddenly, Yangming come and says, little sister Yaoting. Are not you supposed to be at Windgaze City? Why did you suddenly return? Yangming says, little sister Yuting, are not you supposed to be at Windgaze City? Why did you suddenly return? Miss Lei says, see, your whereabouts were completely tracked. Senior brother, the Veiled Dragon Pavilion not to be triffied with, and the one from the Hell Valley are not dependable either. The mission is too risky, so I have put the men on standby from now, in order to assess the situation. Yang Ming says, little sister Yuting, we owe Master a great debt of gratitude for him. So what if we could sacrifice our lives? And how could we fear death, in order to hang on to life? Miss Lei says, are you saying that taking revenge for his master is not necessary? Of course I know these things, but enough, how could we not take revenge for master? Yang Ming says, who is he? Miss Lei says, he is second-grade alchemist I found. If he is able to save master, then, this old man has traveled the world curing hundreds of illness. No matter how complicated the illness is, this old man has not cure for it. Yang Ming says, HMPH, so it's a swindler. If you were the real deal, you would have been brought here a long time ago. Would you have had to appear out of the blue like this, Junior sister, those struck by the returning dragon palm can only be treated with the returning dragon palm. Do you really trust that person? The old man says, little brother, come on, just give me a chance. I am really, really good at treating diseases. Yang Ming says, screw off. He punches the old man. The old man says, if you did not agree to let me treat him, then it would have been fine, but why not you have to hit me? This old man, at this age, cannot take many punches anymore. Miss Lei says, girl, I am not taking this business anymore. As expected, business with mountain thieves is not easy. Yang Ming says, what did you say? Miss Lei says, I brought this mister here. If you want to hit him, then you will have to hit me first. If you want him to treat him, then go ahead. Yang Ming says, if your master's condition worse, I will not spare you. Miss Lei says, it's all because of you that senior brother has become so cold. I just can't believe you. How could senior brother, who cares so deeply for father, harm him? The old man says, Lei girl, did your godfather not teach you how to perceive people? When discerning someone, characters do not look at what they say but at what they do. His refusal to let me treat his master a moment ago was because he was not sure of my power. So when he raised his hand at me and concluded that my power was inadequate, he allowed me to proceed. Miss Lei says, tell me, is he really treating your godfather well or not? Could it be? Let's go, and take a look at your godfather's wounds. You're fraud, it would have been enough to lie through this. But you are going to take a look. Fake it until you make it. Also, this play is not over yet. Yang Ming is taking food. Miss Lei say to Yang Ming, if something happened to my master, then the blame will be on you. Master says, so it's like that. Your master has no external injuries. You don't say, however there are no injuries either. Miss Lei says, if there are no external nor internal injuries, then how is my godfather still unable to move or talk? Please, if you are going to act, at least be more convincing. This old man has already accurted his skill. It's a foreign object within the body. What a load of bullshit. Miss Lei says, senior brother, what is wrong? Junior sister, are you hiding something from me? This could I do that? Where is your personal maid, Xiao Kui? I sent her off to take care of some business. Yang Ming says, oh, trying to run. You go too, you old fraud. When Miss saw then she says, Yang Ming, so everything really was your doing. Did not expect this guy to set a trap here. Yang Ming says, Junior sister, when you returned this time, I know something was up. Not only that but you even brought a second-grade alchemist. As I thought, you were already suspecting it. Miss Lei says, how could you do this? Godfather was so kind to you. Yang Ming says, this was my goal all along. How this geezer threatened me did not matter at all. I did not want to deal with you this early on, but I did not expect you to bring an alchemist to ruin my plans. Miss says, but I did not expect you to bring an alchemist to ruin my plans. What? So you were not going to spare even me? The old man says, that can only be blamed on your idiocy. But I have to fake it until I make it. Little brother just resolves the conflict amongst yourself. I am innocent so Simon let me go. Your old fox, if you really were powerless then it would not matter if I killed you or not. Too bad you really were powerless. Then it would not matter if killed you or not. Too bad you just had to find out the true cause of that geezer's sickness, did not you? The old man says, the cause of his sickness. What cause? I was just thinking that in his advanced age, too many toxins had accumulated. So I wanted to prescribe a cleansing pills, to clear up his intestines. Yang Ming says, what? If I did know that earlier I would not have been so quick to act. Now I have to take care of things myself. Damned fraud, putting on airs and running my plans. When I am done with my business, I am coming back to take care of you too. Someone come guard this place, doesn't let anyone enter. Yes. The old man says, he little brother, was it so wrong to put on airs? Is not putting on air the way to survive in society? He just let me go, okay. I am innocent. The situation you are in see not so different from my clan's young miss. You two should communicate your experience with each other in the future to prevent beings taken advantage of again. Little Lei says, in the future. Whether we get out here alive is already dubious. So what future will there be? The old man says, everything is going according to plan, so relax. When night falls we will be able to leave. Of course if you want to die, then by all means end yourself. You have no use anymore anyway. Little Lei says, even if I die, I will make sure you die too. Then bloody baby fights with old man and Joe says, let's go, annihilate them. Guards are waiting outside the house. They feel something and say, something went into your body. One guard say to other, open up the trap and let us out. How could the onces that are stuck within the trap be talking from the body? Then blood baby attack from inside of the body and kill one guard. He is shouting and saying open up the trap and let us out. Lord please stop, I will go right this instant. Joe says, Miss Lei, you seem to have more or less recovered. If you don't want to die anymore, then come with me. Miss Lei says, you want me to die that body? I refuse to die. Lord young miss, please spare me. One servant says, when I was also forced by the young moss no by Yang Ming that bastard. You can really cure my godfather. Joe Fan says, relax, I won't make you do anything that harms your own clans. I am Joe Fan, steward of the Luo clan. We now have a common enemy. We lack a bone tempering expert. I hope you will help us. Miss Lei says, Joe Fan, what are you doing? Treating his wounds. Did you just say this thing could treat wounds? Then tell me, just what is that thing? Joe says a demon creation. Demonic cultivator like me will usually train demonic creatures. Whether for offense or defense, demonic creations, demonic cultivators like me will usually train demonic creations. Whether for offense or defense, demonic creatures are exceedingly important. Joe Fan says, do you know why, when I said a foreign object had entered the man's body? That Yang Ming raised a hand at me. Miss Lei says, did not you say that was a guest? Joe Fan says, now I know why you were tricked by him. You were dumb as hell. The stuff that I said to confuse him, you believed it too. Joe says, why else would he have left so easily? The reason he acted on us because I hit him sore spot. The very reason that this old man cannot move or speak is because of the presence of a demonic creature in his body. That's why I have to use my demonic creature to remove the one side him. Miss Lei says, your demonic creature can take care of his demonic creature. Godfather says, ting ting Miss Lei says, Godfather you can talk now. When she observes that an insect coming out from the body of Godfather. So it was you who made Godfather like this. Joe says, stop it. What are you doing? Why should not I kill this harmful things? Joe says, what the hell do you know? Never would I have thought that this trip to the Blackwind Mountain would yield such a big gain. This bug known as the frigid pool bloodworm, is originally from very cold waters and is exceedingly rare. Yet more practitioners merely them as regular arms, used only as a low-grade demonic creature. Joe says, however, there's something that few people of the scared domain know, and it's that the friend pool bloodworm has a deadly talent. Once it invades the body, it says with the host for life unless they are on the verge of death. Otherwise, regardless of the method used, there is no way to remove it. What the blood infant used was the demon transformation art to corrode the larva one by one, in order to make it think that the host's life force was quickly disappearing. And only then did it come out, and the fact that the blood infant was able to purge the larva was only because of the breeder's incompetence. After this frigid pool blood worm laid its larva, it lost the properties unique to this kind. It became no different from a regular worm. However, now that old man, Joe says, carry the old man, we are returning to Windgaze City. I will make it into the world's scariest demonic creature. Miss Lay says, the mountain's forest has at least 400 people. Yet they all died without a sound. One remaining servant says, dead, they are all dead. Joe says, I almost forget about you. I must thank you for opening up the trap for us. However, you are useless now, can't let go. The situation calls for a swift purge. If news were to get out that you two escaped, then not only would we be in danger, but your men dispatched in Windgaze City would be annihilated as well. Godfather says, Tinger, he is right. Steward Joe, thank you. Joe says, I have no clue whether allying with him was the right choice or not. But one thing for sure. If he were to be my enemy, I would surely die a grisly death. The fourth part of Magic Emperor ends here. Please subscribe and like. And if you want me support financially, you can join my Patreon only for $5. My goal is 50 Patreon, and then I will become a full-time YouTuber. Patreon and Discord links are in the description if you want support me. And a special thanks to all my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks for watching. Hello. Welcome to the second part of the Magic Emperor. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part we see that 10 days later, Little Miss says, young miss. Miss Lai says, silly girl, they did not do anything to you, right? Little girl says, don't worry, young miss. Others than that evil steward, the others are all pretty nice. Joe says, ahem, little girl, you cannot just badmouth someone in front of other people. Don't make me discipline you, little girl, you are screwed. My big bro Joe loves to spank butts. Little girl says, if you make light of him, you better pray for your butt. Is this how all of you see me? Godfather says, so you are Yunchange. Miss Lai says, Godfather. Godfather says, then you are Yunhai. Thank the heavens Zhenen's children are both alive and well. Joe says, elder you are. He is the lord of Blackwind Mountain and also the leader of the mountain thieves responsible for the downfall of the Cloud Manor. Miss says, what, Tinger, move aside. Yunchange, what happened to the Luo clan is completely my fault. Godfather says, please take this old man's life. Miss Lai says, Godfather, Mountain Lord. Godfather says, backquote, this is what I owe the Luo clan, none of you may stop me. Joe says, so, this old man was under Yang Ming's influence the entire time, before he could not move or speak. He seems to have recovered a bit now. The attack on the Luo clan had nothing to do with him. Little Miss says, then why you did not you say earlier? Miss says, then why did not you say so earlier? Which caused the Luo clan's tragedy. So, if you killed him, then it would be alright as well. Miss says, that kind of twisted logic is way too far-fetched. Elder, you two are a victim, you cannot be blamed for it. Godfather, no, Zhenin and I were sworn brother, yet I caused the Luo clan downfall. The guilt I feel is bottomless. Miss says, elder, why have I never heard my father mention you? Godfather says, the Luo clan is a prestigious family. Yet this old man was born a mountain bandit. How could I be worthy of association with you? It was only because your father and I felt the spark of kinship upon meeting that we became sworn brothers. Later on, for fear of sullying the Luo clan's good names, we decided to keep contact in secret. Moreover, according to my Lei clan's ancestral teaching, I cannot make enemies out of the Luo and Kai clan. Little Miss says, in the past Daddy told me that, no matter what happened, we were bound by life and death to the Lei and Kai clans. I knew about the Kai clan, Nut did not know the Lei clan meant you. Why did father did not tell me? Little girl says, why did father never tell me this? Little girl says, Daddy said that this was a secret and said to not tell the female in the clan, much less outsiders. Joe says, could it be the Lei and Luo clan? Ancestral teachings were indeed passed from one clan head. Godfather says, that's correct, this ancestral teaching passed from one clan to the next. But this old man has no son, so I was unable to pass it down. Also, this old man had already become sworn brothers with Zhenin, so how could I hurt the Luo clan? An ancestral teaching between three clans. Could it be? Old man, does your clan have a martial art heirloom? One servant which remain alive says, it is the Lei clan's low spirit ranked martial art, lighting finger, because I have no son, I passed it on to Tinger. Regretfully, this was later stolen by that son of a bitch Yang Ming. That's how they were here for that. Wait here until I return. Joe says, big bro Jew. Miss says, Uncle is not seeing guest today, so screw off. Joe says, I am no guest. I have important matters to discuss with Long Jew. Move aside. Miss says, what important matters would you have? Don't think that just because Uncle Jew holds you in high regards, you can take advantage of him. This is the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. It's no place for you to be impudent. Miss says, Brother Joe, Uncle Jew will not see you no matter what today. You may always as well as head back. Joe says, girls, do you know where I went these few days? Miss says, where else would scummy men look like you go? Last time, you brought back two with you. I suppose you have slept your fill in some brother this time. Joe says, I wanted to, but sadly I don't have as much free time as Miss Long. Truth be told, I went to investigate the Hell Valley's movements. Soon, they will launch a surprise attack on the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. When that happened, don't say I did not warn you. Miss says, you talk bro. If you discover the Hell Valley's movements, then cows would be able to fly. Joe says, tell Uncle Jew I will be talking the Luo clan into hiding. So when the Veiled Dragon Pavilion gets annihilated, we won't get dragged into it. Miss says, is there someone like you with such audacity? For you to curse us before leaving? Let Brother Joe in. Yes, there is no need. We'll just go in myself. Miss says, what is so good about the bastard? He is just a 5th grade array master. Why does Uncle Jew favor him so much? Little Miss says to Miss Long, you crave what you don't have. Miss Long, if you became a 5th grade array master, Uncle Lou would likely also hold you in the same regards. Godfather says, Brother Joe, so what business do you have with this old man? However, I must warn you. If you have come to me for something insignified, I won't go easy on you. Joe says, the Hell Valley's experts are already on their way to attack this palace. Is this significant or not? Godfather says, if that is true then that obviously is significant. Joe says, who? One look was enough for Joe Fan to know they were stronger than Long Lu. This aura, he is an incredibly accomplished fire cultivator. This man is a golden body practitioner. Joe Fan says, I cannot fathom the power of these two. However, they are close to radiant. They are definitely among the top cultivators in the continent. As expected of the Veiled Dragon Pavilion to have people of such caliber within their rank. Golden body practitioners man says, so young junior old Jew keeps prosing. Joe Fan right. Joe Fan says, yes. Golden body practitioners man says, I hear that you are a 5th grade array master. Joe Fan says, this junior does indeed know a few 5th grade array, but nothing that could measure up to my seniors. Golden body practitioners man says, a 5th grade array master is esteemed even within the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. If you were to join us, even as elders P'd have to treat you with respect. Old Jew says, hey kid. Old Jew said that you were a ballsy one. That you even proclaimed you did raise some no-name clan up to the likes of the 7 houses in 10 years. When you arrived you preferred to Old Jew as big bro. You are truly goody, others would not dare to do so. But when you saw us, why did you suddenly become so weak? Joe Fan says, I have interacted with Big Bro Ju numerous times, so I know his limit. But this is first time meeting. Long Niu says, bastard, so you act differently based on the person. And here I though you did act that arrogantly in front of anyone. So you only act bold in front of me and shrink when you meet someone strong. Joe Fan says, no way. I acted bold in front of you only because I consider you close to me. And Big Brother is broad-minded, so I know you won't stop to my level. If I were to do the same to a narrow-minded person, it would be suicide. In that case, it did be stupidity, not boldness. Old Jew says, this kid really is as Old Jew says. An expert on people and therefore flattery. Even if Old Jew were still angry after he said those words, he would not continue to argue with a junior due to his senior status. I like this kid. Golden Body Practitioner's man says, had I not known that you were against joining the Veiled Dragon Pavilion, I would have tried to recruit you at all costs. Joe says, even if I were to never raise as the demonic emperor again, I would still refuse to join some group that does not even have someone in the radiant stage. It did be more appropriate for me to give you guys some pointers instead. Oh, right, you were saying that the Hell Valley's men were coming. Are you certain? Joe Fan says, half-month ago, I discovered along with Elder Jian 2 more fearsome auras within the Sun Clan. I have been busy the last few days, so I have not spied on them recently. I don't know if more people have joined them. Old Jew says, this is getting better and better. If they send 1, then I will kill 1. If they said 2, then I will kill 2. Old Jew, don't be clouded by your emotions. Little brother, how did you find out? Joe says, a cat has its way, just as a mouse has its way. I have my own way and I had been inconvenient if others knew. Third brother, Brother Joe intel is certainly trustworthy. When that bastard GN fan came to Windgate City, our spies were unable to detect him. It was Brother Joe who told me. After I personally went to check, and he was correct. Golden Body Practitioner's man says, oh. Little brother, you surprise us. Your master is Overlord 9 Serenities. Overlord 9 Serenities. The name sounds fearsome for sure, but does such a person even exist on this continent? Joe says, if someone in the sacred domain heard this name, they might have the connection to the 9 Serenities Emperor. But in the martial realm there is no way anyone would know. After all, the people here are not at a level capable of knowing one of the 10 ancient emperors. Your master must be a hidden expert. For him to raise a 5th grade array master as young as you. Oh yeah bro Jew, you have a recovery pill on you. Someone in your Luo clan was injured. Joe says, a 3 red grade recovery pills. Many thanks to Big Bro Jew and the 2 esteemed seniors, I bid all goodbye. Old Jew says, hey you bastard, so that was your intention. I won't spare you for disturbing our meeting for something as insignificant as this. Joe says, here's another piece of information. The Hell Valley will make it move in approximately 2 days. Better start fortifying your defenses. A man appears and running towards the Old Jew and saying, Old Jew Old Woo, this young man appears to be clever and smart on the surface. But every single word he says is calculated and manipulative. To be so young and already have an arsenal of unique talent, I can only wonder who his master is. We must keep in close contact with him in the future. Joe Fan says, eat this, hopefully, you will quickly recover your former strength. Miss says, what's this? Joe says, a recovery pill. Miss says, what? This is a 3rd grade recovery pills. It's worth hundreds of thousands of spirit stones. Even if we pilled for a year, we might not even make that much. And the Luo clan can just casually toss something like that rich. Miss says, Sister Yuding, you can relax, the Veiled Dragon Pavilion owes us 2 million spirit stones. A 3rd grade recovery pills would just be them paying interest. Fui Veiled Dragon Pavilion owes them that much money. No wonder they have to unconditionally protect them. Wait, the Cloud Manor has that much money. How do they become more and more wealth? Joe says, women. They are all the same, they all love to compare whether they do. The Sun Clan's secret room. Yu Ming. Elder BA, good work. On infiltrating Backwind Mountain all these years. It's just that, you sent some little girl to carry out this mission, did not you? Joe says, there were some unforeseen circumstance, nothing to worry about. This old man says, this secret plan has been in the works for more than a decade. If it is ruined by your overconfidence, I will make you wish for death, yes. You may go. We will move in 3 days. Joe says, yes. The old man says, not a single person in the clan may be spared, especially, Joe Fan, though the Veiled Dragon Pavilion borrowed his hand to kill your Quan. His hands are nevertheless stained with your junior brother blood. If anyone has the blood of a Hell Valley disciple on their hands, then they must die. Yes. Joe says, just a little more, and I finally become a 5th layer Qi condensation cultivator again. It's a shame that my lack of Yuan Qi is forcing me to stay. At the peak of the 4th layer I cannot advance because of it. Joe says, if I had known the earlier, I would have absorbed more Yunog Qi back in Blackwind Mountain. And now that a battle is imminent, I cannot let the Blood Infant out. It's too dangerous. Just wait a little bit. They have probably already started fighting. What a horrifying presence, it's headed toward there. Long Ju. I was right, they are all profound heaven experts. Those 2 geezers that arrived recently. Probably hiding somewhere to trap Jian Fan. The Veiled Dragon Pavilion has already resolved to fight the Hell Valley to the death, regardless of the consequences. Now neither side will give the other a chance at a peaceful resolution. Which ensures the Luo clan's safety. Joe Fan says, what happened? What are you guys doing out here? Get back inside. Joe Fan, you have to be careful too. Long Ju says, Condor Jian Fan, you sure are brave. You dare to step into my domain to cause trouble. The old man says, the Veiled Dragon Pavilion killed a Hell Valley disciple. And you still think this old man is not allowed to seek justice? Long Ju says, justice. The Hell Valley knows what justice means. Back then who was it that tricked me into going to Drifting Leaves City? And who was it that ganged up on me 3-1 and ruined my purple lighting gold eye? Joe Fan says, the purple lighting gold eye. The purple lighting gold eye belonged to the strongest of the 10 ancient emperors. With a golden gaze, I had the power to annihilate the heavens with its divine lighting. Even a saint expert would disintegrate under its gaze. I don't expect to meet someone in mortal realm who attained the legendary cultivation method. It was destroyed by someone's ploy. It had been worse than having your father killed or wife stolen. It's no wonder Long Ju hates him so. How interesting. If this eye were still around, I could have plotted it. The old man says, who can you blame? Expect your own idiocy. Back then, when you still had that eye, you were one of the Veiled Dragon Pavilion top experts. But without it, you have regressed. You are one of the 9 elders, yet you are stuck defending Windgaze City. How amusing, how very amusing. Jian Fan, the 2 of us cannot exist under the same sky. The old man says, hell chains, when you had your eye, you were a dragon, but now you are just a bug. The moniker God Eye Long Ju will cease to exist. Did you think a mortal ranked martial art will work when spirit ranked martial arts do nothing to me? Long Ju says, this is not to take your life but to. What is this? They want to surround me. Seems like Long Ju dead set on killing me, but. Come out. Old Ju, careful, watch closely, watch how your brother butches him. 3rd brother. That was close. I don't expect the Veiled Dragon Pavilion to send their 3rd and 5th elders to help you. Golden Body Practitioners man says, World Burning Fire Dragon. And Devastating Gold Dragon. The old man has long revered such big names. Your reputations precede you. Joe says, a soul devouring crow. The old say, I did not expect this elder's demonic creature to be a soul devouring crow. This crow can swallow anything and transfer it to its owner. Joe says, the crow's strength depends entirely on its owners. This one pretty impressive. It's a shame the crow's in his possession. Though, why not pass it over here for this imperial majesty to raise instead? Wait. The 3rd heaven, the purple lighting gold eye. That must be the eye Long Ju lost. I did not expect the demonic creature to have it. Joe says, interesting, it's like the heavens are helping me. If it's like this, it will be worthwhile, want it. Long Ju says, that's my purple lighting gold eye, is not it? This can be. The old man says, Long Ju, you don't expect this, that your renowned purple lighting gold eye would end up in my demonic creature's possession. The old man says, today if you want to kill me, you will have to get through your own eye first. Old Ju, be careful. Old Ju, kill him. Old man says, if we kill Jian Fan, that demonic creature will be left without a master. Joe says, not good, that's purple lighting gold eye truly is powerful. It's ready, dominating 3 profound heaven experts despite being in the 3rd heaven. If this continues, the Veiled Dragon Pavilion will lose, for sure. Then the Luo clan will also be done for. No, there is no way I can let that happen. Bloody Baby says, LTS take a big risk. The old man says, this purple lighting gold eye is pretty useful. Even with you 3 here I have nothing to fear. Long Ju, with just a demonic creature plus an eye you stole. You expect to defeat us 3. Condor, no need to be so arrogant. Old Ju, don't move. I will have little 3 of their heads in one fell swoop. I will show you today why I am known as the devastating gold dragon. The old man says, demonic crow, fight with dragon. The old man says, shit, that geezer is so strong that even the purple, shit, that geezer is so strong that even the purple lighting gold eye cannot stand up to him. Together, as expected of the Veiled Dragon Pavilion 3rd Elder. It took the 3 of us to match with your strength. If you don't have the aid of the purple lighting gold eye. Long Ju says, would you 3 even be able to stand up to me? The old man says, thank you for the reminder. 3rd brother. The old man says, die, elder brother. Joe says, while the situation chaotic, I will take your life. Bloody Baby says, I won't allow the Veiled Dragon Pavilion to lose this fight. Elder GN, what are you doing? What, that's more like it. The old man says, shit, you people went so far as to use demonic creatures to ambush me. For me, a great demonic cultivator. To be ambushed by a demonic creature of all things. What, more is that it was done by righteous cultivators. If word of this gets out, how will there be any respect left for me? The old man says, let's go, get them. Joe says, I will just let them pin the blame on the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. They hate each other guts anyway. A little more won't make a difference. It's just that purple lighting gold eye is still on this royal majesty mine. Few things are worthy of my interest, and the purple lighting gold eye is certainly one of them. This concludes the opening play. It's time to welcome the distinguished guest. Long Jia says, kill them, you Hell Valley rats. Sure kept me waiting. Kill them what? Miss Lei says, brother Jia, kill them all. Long Jia says, are you stupid? Joe says, since I am ready here, those 2 are obviously here as well. Long Jia says, I truly regret not killing you 2 on the spot back then. Joe says, you wouldn't have done it, since you did not see Xiaokol. Your long undetected infiltration of Black Wind Mountain tells of your extreme caution. How could you have killed us without knowing that servant's whereabouts? How is he so astute? He completely read my intentions. He might really be even more terrifying than the geezers back at the Hell Valley. Long Jia says, I must kill him. Joe Fan says, how shameful for a bone-tempering cultivator to go all out like this. You think I am on the level of that trash, Yu Quan? You think I will play into your plans? When Joe fans his trick, then Long Jia is surprised and he says, what the hell of this? Joe says, you are a bit stronger than Yu Quan but no different than trash. And the fate of trash is death. Miss Lei says, stop. The bloody baby attacks the dragon. Joe Fan says, there is someone else. Miss Lei says, did not tell you to stop. Joe says, anybody that stands against me is my enemy. Why should I listen to you? Long Jia, Yu Ming, stand down. No, Elder Yun, I said I had taken his head myself. You think you can? Long Jia, Elder Yun, you. Why? Elder Yun, you were full of talent back then, even though you were always some scheme. But compared to this kid, you are less than an ant. Kid, Joe says, I will give you a chance. If you are willing to join us. Elder Yun, we will let go of all our grudges. Joe think you are worthy. You think you are worthy. Elder Yun say, as expected, how arrogant. But it is best if you cooperate, kid, otherwise you will join them. Miss Lei say, what? Joe says, was not the Hell Valley using Black Wind Mountain to increase its reputation? Why did you kill them? Elder Yun says, judging by how smart you are, there is no need for me to explain. Since the jig is up, we cannot leave any loose ends that they can use as evidence against us. Joe Fan says, they, who's they? Elder Yun says, if you join us, you will find out eventually. Long Jia says, the way I see the Hell Valley is the same way you see him. Joe Fan says, below an insect. Elder Yun says, brat, don't you fear death? Joe Fan says, can you deliver it? Elder Yun says, you are counting death. Before they start fighting, Long Jia come and says, clearly I was the most outstanding. If not for you, Zhou Fan, just you wait. Miss Lei says, thinking of escaping. Zhou says, foolish girl. Elder Yun come and fight with Zhou and says, you can afford getting distracted right now. Controlling a third-grade coiling dragon array at such a young age is indeed a difficult thing to accomplish. Zhou says, how unfortunate. Elder Yun says, that the one you met today is me. The power of profound heaven expert. Is not something a mere chi condensation brat like you can fathom so easily. Zhou Fan says, a 5th grade array is not something fledgling like you can fathom either. Is not heaven. What cheap trick. 2nd heaven, what 3rd heaven, 4th heaven, 5th heaven. Elder Yun says, something not right. This is not coiling dragon array. Zhou says, this is 5th grade 9 heaven coiling dragon array. Try facing it if you dare. Elder Yun says, how interesting, I never thought a youngster like you could even control a 5th grade array. I am getting more and more surprised by every minute. I will ask you one last time. Will you join the Hell Valley? Zhou Fan says, that dumpster of a palace is beneath me. Elder Yun says, alright, since you don't want to become one of us. A youngster like you must not be allowed to live in this world. Then dragon attack on the Elder Yun. Zhou Fan says, how did the Hell Valley slip its way into becoming one of the 7 houses? Elder Yun says, alright brat, now even if you kneel down and beg, I will still kill you. Elder Yun says, alright brat. Now even if you kneel down and beg, I will still kill you. Then he fight with Zhou Fan. Zhou Fan says, a demonic treasure. Zhou Fan says, Hell Valley Elder. Are you really going to use a demonic treasure on a mere chi condensation junior? If other find out about this, won't the 7 houses heavenly shame you? Elder Yun says, there is no one to tell the tale. No one will ever know. Zhou Fan says, I wanted to provoke him, so that he put the treasure away. But, as expected of a demonic cultivator, how shameless. They don't care about their reputation at all. They never fight fair. This is why demonic cultivator never want to fight their own kind. In addition to being vicious and violent, demonic cultivator are also shameless. As soon as the battle begin, there is no time to hesitate, otherwise death awaits you. But if I were him, I would do the same thing. Elder Yun says, brat, go die. Elder Yun show his power and fight with dragon. At that time he is more powerful, he hurt the dragon a lot. Zhou Fan says, so fast. Eld Fan says, brat, you cannot run away this time. Zhou Fan says, a 3rd grade demonic treasure. Elder Yun says, goodbye. You will be the first from chi condensation to fall at the blade of the 3rd grade demonic treasure. Savage soon. Zhou Fan says, wait a second, if I join the Hell Valley now. Elder Yun says, too late. When the Elder Yun is about to attack the Zhou Fan, an old man come before Zhou Fan. Elder Yun says, who are you? The old man reply, Blackwind Mountains Lei Yuntian. Anyone who tries to harm a member of the Luo clan is also my enemy. Zhou Fan says, you have recovered your strength already. Blackwind Mountains Lei Yuntian says, thanks to you not only was I able to recover my strength, but I also broke thought to profound heaven. Zhou Fan says, nice, Elder Lei, listen to my orders, this time we will finish this elder off. Elder Yun says, I have already broken through your array once, brat. A profound heaven elder with an unstable cultivation is not any threat at all to me. Zhou Fan says, that may not be so, whenever I use people it's never calculated by addition. There is no better opportunity than right now, Elder Lei, let's start. Yes, a great fighting is about to start between them. This brat's method is strange and vexing, I will finish him off first. Zhou Fan says, disrespect Ion brat, you are courting death. Elder Yun says, Zhou Fan, I will kill you first, don't touch him, you are courting death. Zhou Fan says, Elder Lei, thank for the help, now then I will show you. The 9 heaven coiling dragon arrays true power. Then Zhou Fan show his magic power and kill the dragon. Elder Yun says, what, how can this be? A mere chi condensation kid. The gold man says, what's going on? Are there experts still fighting there? But how strong must this experts be to cause such a massive explosion? Something wrong in the veiled dragon pavilion. Let's retreat, that bastard Jian will take this opportunity to escape. What a shame I could not finish him off this time either. The guard says, what should we do? Also, don't be stupid. A move as powerful as that is definitely not your Yunqing, there must be an expert more powerful than him over there. The Veiled Dragon Pavilion, their elders have all the rushed back. We can only leave ourself now. The guard says, we will retreat as well. Elder Yun says, pray for yourself, I thought it'd be a life for a life that I had be used as bait to distract that old bastard, but I did not think. I was actually buying time for him to deliver a world-quacking finishing blow, and this corpse is completely gone. Not even a single piece of him remains. That is Hell Valley Elder. We are talking about a profound heaven expert obliterated in one move. The kid is frightening. Elder Lei, Steward Joe, if you have any orders, please stay them. Joe Fan says, Elder Lei, I leave the Luo clan in your hands for the time being. I am going to find Miss Lei and fetch her. Elder Lei says, don't worry, useless, they step over my dead body. No one be able to hurt the sibling. Long Jia, I am a genius Hell Valley disciple. If I wanted to date, I had chosen someone from the 7 houses. Joe Fan says, how are you worthy to be with me? Alright, from now on, we are done. Long Niu says, whatever, I will kill your sorry ass. Miss Yuding says, that's Joe Fan Blood Infant. Wah, were you that one that saved me? Joe Fan actually sent his most precious treasure to save me. Long Jia, Sister Yuding, have mercy. Did you really forget about the happy memories made before? Did you really forget how your brother normally treated you? Miss Yuding, it is precisely because I remember, that I wish for your death even more. Then Sister Yuntiong start fighting with Long Jia. At that time Elder Jane enter and says, how are you in such a poor state? How did the plan go? Long Jia says, the plan, I will talk to you when we get back, but before we go back, I need to get rid of this girl. Elder Yun start fighting with Miss Yunting. When he is about to kill her, Joe enter and says, do all Hell Valley elders like to bully their juniors? She says, Joe Fan, it's you again. Why did you have that demonic treasure? Where's Elder Yun? Where do you think? Elder Yun, does he mean impossible? How did that old man dies at the hands of a youngster? But regardless, the Hell Valley's demonic treasure must not fall into the hands of an outsider. Joe Fan says, layouting this is sound transmission. Listen, in a moment locate that old guy's heart. Then close your eyes and stab it with lighting finger. Joe Fan says, as for the rest, don't worry about it. Miss Lei Yuding says, profound haven experts have extremely tough bodies. Those in chi condensation can't break though their defense at all. I would stand no chance against a profound heaven expert, even with my eye open. Joe Fan clearly someone who will use any means necessary to achieve his purpose. He saved me please so I could act as bait to die. Miss Lei Yuding says, but what can I do? I already gave up on coming out alive when I cased after him anyway. Both do action. Elder Yun says, I did not expect them to move at the same time. But it does not matter. The only thing that can hurt me is that savage moon. I don't need to care about this girl here. I just need to keep an eye on Joe Fan. When Joe Fan attack on the Elder Yun, he prevents him and says, your little trick may work in front of other. But they won't work against me. Don't play the faint game with me, I won't be fooled. Joe Fan says, but you already have. Elder Yun says, so it was you. Alright then, you sure have guts, kid, you even made me lose my arm. Just wait till I get that demonic treasure off you. I will rip you to shreds. Joe Fan says, Elder Jian, you have been fooled again. Then Miss Lei Yuding attract on the Elder Yun. Joe Fan says, I was not the one that delivered that blow. You guessed wrong. You always thought the only thing that could harm you was this Sawage moon. Don't forget about your injury, your body is much weaker than it was before. Not to mention you concentrated all the Yuan Qi inside your body. Elder Yun say, what a devious and ruthless young man, how terrifying. Then Joe Fan killed the old man and says, finally got rid of that old fucker. Even if your own life, in order to kill the enemy, it must also be used, it take just one misstep to set the path toward death. What a shame that under my command, everything works out seamlessly. Miss Lei Yuding says, I did not think he had sacrificed himself to save me. Joe Fan, I am very sorry. Joe Fan says, this is not your fault. When my blood infant was injured heavily, I also suffered internal wounds. Miss Lei Yuting says, so that blood infant is not only his treasure, it's also tied to his life. Even though it's that vital to him, he still blocked that fatal blow for me. Go search his body and take whatever he has on him. Joe Fan says, Hell Valley elders always have good stuff on them. Miss Lei Yuting says, go search his body and take the thing on him. Joe Fan says, Hell Valley elders always have good stuff on them. This is everything he had on him. Now fast, as expected of a mountain bandit. What a professional. Joe Fan says, how fast, as expected of a mountain bandit. What a professional. Why is she acting all weird? Miss Lei says, it's just searching a corpse. What is so embarrassing about it? Never mind, that's not important. First, let's see what valuable treasure this old man has. Joe Fan says, found it, the Lei clan's spirit ranked martial art, lighting finger. And the Kai clan's martial art wind kick. Joe Fan says, I don't know what secret these three clans' martial art hold. But if the Hell Valley was keeping them secret, then I must keep it for later. Miss Lei says, these remaining cultivation methods, martial arts and spirit stones are very much useless to me, a demonic emperor. Joe says, a gift to you. Catch. As per the bandit's rule, loot is spilt in two. The rest I gift to you. The old man was your kill. These are all supposed to be yours. I don't want this. His things are useless to me. What's next is the important part. The cloth bag is extreme parity and can store living creatures. It contains the soul-devouring crow, of course. That thing is very useful to me. I might even be able to find out the purple lighting gold eye's secret. Miss Lei says. Joe Fan says, I think you should take the ring. I know the Luo clan's wealthy and has no need for these. Are also spirit-ranked martial art and cultivation method in here. They are unrecoverable once you throw them away. They will prove of the great use in future strengthen of your Luo clan. Joe Fan says, these trashy things, I have plenty of, they are not rare at all. If you don't want them, I will throw them away. Don't do that. Miss Lei Yuting says, how can be you so wasteful? Throwing away spirit-ranked martial arts like that. I am starting to wonder how you become the Luo clan's steward in the first place. Seeing what you just did. No matter how much money the Luo clans acquires, it will be wasted by you. Joe Fan says, alright, let's go back. We fight the entire night. The Veiled Dragon Pavilion has some explaining to do. Support me back. Wait, where did that Yongming kid go? Darn it, he got away again. He's just a side character, no need to get so worked up. Although, even bugs like him can cause trouble. The next night we meet, I will kill him, for sure. Uncle San, Uncle Wu, Uncle Ju. Little Kui, Jia, how did yesterday battle go? Miss says, reporting to Uncle San, yesterday's fight went as you all predicted. After you three chased the three Hell Valley Elder away, they sent large troops of men to raid us. They were absolutely demolished by us though. Except for a few bone-tempering experts, no one remains. Long Niu says, amazing work, Little Kui and Jia have really improved a lot. They not only led their own platoons, they also nearly finished off the enemy. You have done us proud. Third brother, when you return to the estate, you battle praise their effort as they deserve it. The gold man says, alright, do you know what that massive exposition yesterday was? That sound was so loud, it shook the world. We were thinking, it was caused by the fight between you and the Hell Valley Elder. Miss says, perhaps it was not. The old man says, right, has not the Luo clans been staying in their little yards this whole time? Should we ask them about it? Let's go, we are heading to the Luo clans. Miss says, yesterday exposition was so tremendous that little clan's leg must be shaking hard, they could not step out the door. After hearing that blast, they probably did not see anything. The elder Yun says, a profound heaven expert. It can be then what happened yesterday and caused by brother you are, since when did the Luo clan raise an expert? The old man says, I am Lei Yuntian of Blackwind Mountain. I am honored to meet the famous Veiled Dragon Pavilion. It is very fortunate for me to come face to face with you three elder today. Clan head, Lei, I am not sure what you. The old man says, Steward Joe suffered heavy injuries last night, he is on the brink of death right now. What, this place was attacked yesterday too? Did they send 2 troops? Miss Lei says, was not Joe Fan always acting high and mighty, saying he would surpass the 7 houses within 10 years. But here come a few thieves. All these people are unharmed yet he is ready on his deathbed. How? Useless. Long Niu says, "Little Kui, mind your words, my apologies, this girl lacks sense, please don't take it to heart. I wonder who it was last night. Even with a profound haven expert as yourself protecting him, Zhou Fan was wounded so gravely." The old man says, "I am assured to say this, but I only advanced last night, I currently don't have the strength to protect Steward Zhou. Although I do know that the one who came last night was also a profound heaven expert addressed as Elder Yun." The gold man says, "What the all-powerful Yu Yunting? I did not think he would come as well yesterday." The gold man says, "Brother Lei, you really are something. You should know that Yu Yunqing is part of the Hell Valley 12 Elders. And has been at Profound Heaven for decades, yet you, an immature Profound Heaven expert, managed to hold your own against him the entire night. That is truly impressive." The old man says, "Elders, you exaggerate. It was not like that, I could not land even a single hit on him." Long Niu says, "It was not you. Then, how did you remain safe the whole night?" "It's all thanks to Steward Zhou." The old man says, "Without him, everyone here definitely would have died." "What did you say? How can that be?" The second part of The Magic Emperor ends here. Please subscribe and like. And if you want to support me financially, you can join my Patreon only for $5. My goal is 50 Patreons and then I'll become a full-time YouTuber. Patreon and Discord links are in the description. Thanks for watching. Hello. Welcome to the third part of The Magic Emperor. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. Like goal is 100. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part we see that Elder Yun says, "What you are saying that the one who held Yu Yunqing back last night was Zhou Fan. But he's only a chi condensation cultivator." "Of course I know that, but what about it?" The golden man says, "So, what happened after?" "After you saying that Zhou Fan, a QI condensation cultivator, actually forced Elder Yun Yunqing to retreat." "Retreat? You guy don't underestimate that little kid." Elder Yun says, "What underestimated? Now we underestimate him. Where in this world can we find a QI condensation cultivator that can force a profound haven expert to retreat?" Old man says, "That old man did not even have the time to escape. Zhou Fan killed him in an instant and left no trace of him." Elder Yun says, "But this left Zhou Fan all drained of his yuan qi and physical strength. How is this possible?" Elder Yun says, "A QI condensation cultivator killed a profound heaven expert. How did he kill Yu Yunting and come out alive? But how did he hurt then?" Zhou Fan says, "Is it not because of you, brother Zhu?" Zhou Fan, "Are your wounds betters?" "Better my ass." Zhou Fan says, "I just wanted to recover, but you guys kept making a racket outside my door. And you expect them to be better." Zhou Fan says, "Brother Zhu, you want to know why I am wounded?" Condor Fan, "I am impossible. So Condor Jian Fan died here, who killed him?" Zhou Fan says, "I took out the corpse, who else would have killed him?" "Brother Zhu, I knew you held a grudge against him, so when I chanced upon him, I took my matters into my own hands. I hope you won't find fault with me over this trivial thing, brother Zhu. How can I? That old devil stabbed my eye and humiliated me for the rest of my life." Elder Yun says, "I can barely stop myself from drinking his blood, devouring his flesh and digging up his ancestor graves. How I can blame my brother for taking action for me? Brother Zhou, from this day on, you are my sworn brother. If you need something from my place, all you need to do is ask." Zhou Fan says, "Brother Zhu, you are too courteous. It was a piece of cake for me." Elder Yun says, "Brother, stop moving here, I have 3 recovery pills for you. In 3 days, your wounds would be healed." Miss Lei says, "Who knows what tricks Zhou Fan used, what shitty luck he had to magically kill 2 people. How could a chi condensation cultivator kill a profound heaven expert?" Zhou Fan says, "It's true that it was due to luck that I met the elder and took his head. But it was not good luck. It was bad luck. If I did not have to kill a profound heaven experts and deplete my yuan qi, how could that elder hurt me?" Zhou Fan says, "If that had not happened, I would have killed that old thing easily, wound not I all last night. I had terrible luck. Unlike a certain person that only had to lead a group of men out. And no matter their luck would always be sheltered." Miss Lei says, "You." Elder Yun says, Old Ju, stay here for now. And take care of Brother Joe wounds. We will also add a few hundred guards to the area. Old Wiu and I will report what has occurred. Pavilion Lord must know about this. Why is Elder San also calling him brother? Joe Fan says, Bro San, Bro Wu, take care. Old Ju was correct, this young star's biggest talent is adapting to the situation. I need you all to leave. Brother Ju and I have things to discuss. Brother Ju, I have a present for you. A present. Elder Yun says, Brother, don't think that I am looking down on you. But condensing the Luo clan's situation. What can you afford to give me? Are you saying you have another ancient array? In your dreams, I did sell that array for at least 10 million and you want me to give one away for me. Elder Yun says, but I can guarantee you that you will also like this gift. This is that old GN fan's soul delivering crow. Joe Fan say, that right. Since that old man died, this crow is now masterless. Brother Ju, take it back and tame it, it won't take long. To make it your spirit animal that will always be there to protect you. Joe Fan says, Brother, thank you for your kindness. Brother, I have a thing that I am not understanding. Elder Yun says, since you were able to taint one purple lighting cold eye, why could not you train another? Brother, there is something you don't know, this mystical eye of mine was gained by mere happenstance, it is not something I can regain. This mystical eye was not trained through a cultivation method, but instead received through chance. Brother, do you know of the Empire's 3 danger zone? I see, I will tell you this then. Elder Yun says, in this world, you can go anywhere except for 3 places where you must never go, no matter how strong you are. These 3 danger zones are Lighting Canyon, Ice Mountain and Fire Pit. Never mind if you wanted to go, you would not be able to, unless you are extremely lucky. Joe Fan says, why? Because these 3 places appear randomly. Today they may appear randomly. Today they may appear in the east, tomorrow, they may go west. Elder Yun says, and when they appear, they create an inescapable tornado. Those sucked in are never seen again. Joe Fan says, they must be array set up by an expert. If you did not know the working of the array, how hold you find its entrance? Then how did you get out in the end? Elder Yun says, brother, you are sharp, as expected. That's right, in my youth I came across one of the 3 danger zones Lighting Canyon. As that time, I was shocked up by the tornado, all I could see were bolts of purple lighting. An expert next to me was struck by the lighting and burnt to a crisp. The strange thing was that, after the lighting struck my eye, I was unharmed but my eye was in pain, searing hot pain. Even now as I think back, it makes me shiver. Joe Fan says, it's as the 9 Serentity's secret record states, regarding the Heavenly Emperor's purple lighting gold eye. Everything is subject to be destroyed under its gaze, except the eye itself. That's why the purple lighting HT his eye, he was unharmed. Elder Yun says, back, then perhaps it was because of my will to live. But it resisted with my all. I knew how powerful the lighting was, but I still held my resolve. At that moment I suddenly heard a man voice. That man recited something, and in the midst of the storm, I repeated after him. I was incredibly shocked when my eyes started to release purple lighting. In the end, perhaps due to the eye, the lightning no longer struck me. When the tornado passed, I was the only one alive. And I had cultivated the purple lighting golden eye. Joe Fan says, but ever since I was robbed of my eye and because of my chaotic memories of the storm, I no longer remember the method for forming another eye. Lighting Canyon must be a remnant left by the Heavenly Emperor. Inside it must be his cultivation method. I must find it. Once I have the Heavenly Emperor's cultivation method, combined with the 9 Secretities Emperors, I will have 2 of the 3 ancient Emperor methods. Who in this world be able to face me then? Who would have thought that remam of an Emperor expert would appear in the mortal realm? My reincarnation was not in vain, not in the least. In Windgaze City Luo clan, Joe Fan says, I have been stuck inside for around a month now. The weather pretty good. The blood infant and I have just broken though the 5th layer of chi condensation. How that I think about it, this injury took was quite worthwhile. I am just disappointed I could not absorb those 2 Elder Yuan chi back then. If I do, I would not just have broken through this 5th layer, I had probably been in the bone tempering stage by now. Ah, it's Steward Joe, did something happen while I locked myself in? Why did she run away as soon as she saw me? I am not some man-eating monster. What's she so scared of? What, maybe it's because I was too brustish when I caught little Kui back then. I must have seized her so forcefully the poor kid must fear me now, just like what happened with Luo Yunhai. I wish I was not so evil on these two kids before. Brother Joe, are you feeling better? Old Pang. Then Old Pang run out. Joe Fan says, forget about little Kui, why is Old Pang also like this? The reason why I could predict people actions in fights and negotiations was because their actions always had a purpose or a personal benefit. But I have never done anything to Old Pang. Why is she so scared of me? Joe Fan says, I don't get it, just forget about it. I am the great demonic emperor. No need to worry about insignificant things. Miss Lei says, Steward Joe, thank you for saving me that day. Here is a little something from me, please accept it. What are you up to? It smells amazing, where did you buy this? Which restaurant in Windgaze City has such great food? We did not buy it. These are the fruits of my young mistress' 10 hours of everything practice, just so after you're recovered, you could savor them. Joe Fan says, you have worked hard. I will accept it. Miss Lei says, Steward Joe, you are only just recovered, so take care of your body. You should eat it quickly while it's warm. Joe Fan says, I have not eaten in a month, even if I am a chi condensation, I am still quite hungry. Oh, I did not know someone else already brought you breakfast. I am worried for nothing. Joe Fan says, why is she so moody today? Miss says, Steward Joe, I personally made this for you. So you could have a healthy recovery. Joe Fan says, but I already have food. I am not a pig. I don't need so much. I will try both. How a demonic emperor like me finished for the first time in my life. But my guts tell me if my answer was different, my life would be at risk. Is this even edible? I will just eat that one. Miss says, you just said you had eaten both. Joe Fan says, alright, I will eat both. Miss says, eat mine first. Miss Lei says, no, eat mine first. Joe Fan says, before I went into seclusion to recover, these two were on good terms. Why did they hate each other guts all of sudden? Joe Fan says, who's the one that caused these two be like this? Joe Fan says, first come, first served. I will try Miss Lei food first. When Joe Fan eat, then he says delicacies with shocking expression, what great cooking skill. Our young miss learns to cook at the age of 10, there is no one in Windgaze City that can beat her cooking. Little Miss says, consider it a blessing to be able to taste her food, Steward Joe. Other Miss says, Joe Fan, hurry and try mine as well. Joe Fan says after trying it, crap, even poison better than this, I think I will stick with this one. Little Miss says, oh, smell good, big bro Joe, you are out. And you have all this food. Where my share? Joe Fan says, shoo, go eat the onces your sister cooked up. Little Miss says, how can my sister cook? She cannot even tell which direction the kitchen entrance is in. Then Miss hearing this start crying. Little Miss says, did I say something wrong? Joe Fan says, you did not. Some people just have no self-esteem. I am going to pay the Veiled Dragon Pavilion a visit. You guys stay put. Did not wander outside. The Hell Valley may still be around. Young Miss, great news, looks like Steward Joe interested in you. Tianyu, S Imperial Palace, Emperor's Office. Veiled Dragon Pavilion Lord Long Yifei. Hell Valley Lord Yuanshan. Emperor of the Tianyu Empire. These three characters are introduced in the story. Both Vifei and Wanshan say, Your Majesty. The Veiled Dragon Pavilion and the Hell Valley both are part of this 7 noble houses, pillars of the empire. What do you wish to discuss with me? Wanshan says, Your Majesty, 1 month ago, the Veiled Dragon Pavilion killed 2 Hell Valley elders. The Veiled Dragon Pavilion has violated the 7 houses agreement. I request that Your Majesty punish them. You Wanshan, you have the nerve to speak first. Your Hell Valley elders infiltrated my domain first. What can you say about that? Who the one that broke the 7 houses agreement now? One of my valley disciples, Yuquan, was murdered at Windgaze City. Am I not allowed to send some elders to investigate that matter? Long Yifei just want revenge for just happened 20 years ago, don't you? How is revenge related to this? 20 years ago, you trapped Veiled Dragon Pavilion Elder Ju in Drifting Leaves City and destroyed his mystic eye. You asserted that he had violated the 7 houses agreement, because he had entered your domain without permission, so I don't say anything. But this time it was your elders that infiltrated my domain, and it was not 1 but 4. How can you call that an investigation? Enough, both sides are fault for this matter. The Veiled Dragon Pavilion must withdraw from Windgaze City at once. It is no longer part of your domain. The Hell Valley and the Veiled Dragon Pavilion may never step 1 foot in Windgaze City again. Your Majesty, this matter has been settled, take your leave. I don't wish to hear any more about the 7 houses or about your internal disputes. Understood. To think that the Hell Valley would enter Windgaze City. It appears that they have already caught wind of the 1,000-year-old secret. The imperial capital has always been fraught with danger, filled with spies from different sides. Your Majesty has long known this. It seems the order has started. The pearl will always shine. I have finished eating, I am going to pay the Veiled Dragon Pavilion a visit. You guys stay out. Don't wander outside. The Hell Valley may still be around. This guy. How can someone grow to this size? Even though this fatty does not look great. And is only a chi condensation, S7th layer. Judging by the many experts guarding him. Could he also be of the 7 noble houses? But if he from the Veiled Dragon Pavilion, he would have gone in by now. He would not have to wait outside. Joe Fan says, wait, do you need something? Are you from the Veiled Dragon Pavilion? Joe Fan says, I am just a guest, I am not one of their people. That also fine, as long as you can go in, it's fine. Ahem. I would like to ask for a small favor. Could you tell Miss Long Kui about my arrival please? He has not come out for the past day. I had to spend the whole night out here. To think that this weird fatty is pursuing Long Cool. Okay, no problem. I will go tell her to come see you. I will leave it to you then. It's good I did not stay for long. If I had stayed any longer with Fatty, I would have bawled my eyes out at him. Joe Fan says, better not offend a powerful clan for a mere laugh. Miss Long, long time no see. How are you? Miss Lei says, I was fine until you showed up. Joe Fan says, where is Brother Ju? I want to speak to him. Miss Long Kui says, he is not home. Joe Fan says, judging by her reaction, it does not seem like she is lying. Long Ju is not here either. Both of them are probably on a business trip. If that's the case, then the things I need to ask about must wait. However, I still need to complete that fatty favor. To earn his trust, all I need to get this miss to meet him. I can pass some time by embarrassing this girl, can't I? Miss Long Ku says, what's with you? Joe Fan says, nothing. There is a rich, handsome man outside. He wanted me to tell you to go out and meet him. If you don't go, see him. He won't leave. Hey Miss Long, who is he? Long Kui says, damn fatty, did not I tell you ages ago, I will not accept your marriage proposal. I will not accept your marriage proposal, why are still here? His brother says, Sister Long Kui, I have asked for your hand since I was 10. Now I am 20. I have proposed 1,000 times, thought out these in 10 years. Do you not feel moved at all? Miss Kui says, of course she feels moved. Miss Long Kui, someone who cherishes you this much is rare. My brother love you dearly, just accept him. Yeah, well said. Miss Kui says, these 2 idiots, they dare work together. One flirts, the others support, this is getting on my nerves. Miss Long Kui says, wait, I have an idea, she smiles and says, Brother congrats. I appreciate your deep devotion towards me my whole life. How could I not be moved? But now, my youthful heart belongs to someone else. His brother angrily says, what who? Joe Fan says, no. Joe Fan says, this bitch better not drag me into this. Joe Fan says, shit. His brother says in anger, of course you found it strange how you could always come and go from the Veiled Dragon Pavilion on your own. Turn out you and Sister Kui. Joe Fan says, brother, it's not like that. There are 2 things that will unleash a man's wrath. 1 is having his father killed, 2 is having his wife taken. However, the latter will induce much greater rage. Prince Angry picked the collar of the Joe Fans and Joe Fan says, brother, this is misunderstanding, all of it is a misunderstanding. Sister Kui, why do you not like me, even a little bit? Why do I lack compared to this kid? Joe Fan says, brother, I know understand why you have had to propose 1,000 times. I have seen my fair share of conceited people, but this is my first time seeing someone so obvious to their own situation. Miss Kui says, Brother Kong, you must have come to Windgaze City for some other reason. I know you cannot just freely leave the capital. Just go and attend your matters, don't waste my time here anymore. Prince says to Miss Kui, but you are going to be my wife. I applied this job just to see you. I did not think I challenge you to duel. This kid is the first person I have met that did not immediately invoke his clan name. I respect him in that aspect. The servant says, Prince, your body is so precious, how could you use it in a duel? If you want to beat this kid's up, you should at least let me. Prince shouts and says, shut up. I am the one that wants to marry Sister Kui. This duel will prove my very worth. If you guys fight for me, I will be laughed at, won't she also hate me more? Miss Kui says, I have always hated you. Joe Fan says, okay, I accept your challenge. However, these guards of you are stronger than I am. I won't be able to beat them if they intervene. Prince shouted in anger and said that it would be a 1 versus 1. I am being truthful, do you not believe me? Joe Fan says, I believe you, but if I beat you, will they be able to resist the urge to jump in? Even if you order them not to, it won't do anything. Stay. Prince says, stay exactly where you are. If any one of you move before I return, I will kill you. Prince says, choose a place, make sure that no one will bother us. Miss Kui says, are you really going? Let me tell you this, if he gets hurt, even the Veiled Dragon Pavilion cannot protect you. Joe Fan says, actually that fatty is not a bad guy. Prince says, punk, just you wait, I will definitely beat you. Then Prince says, fatty, you are really strange, turn out you really did not bring any guards. I am a man of my words. This will decide the happy marriage between Sister Kui and me. And will teach you a lesson, to make sure you never bother us again. Joe Fan says, but, are not you worried I laid an ambush? Prince smile and says, how could Sister Kui like you if you were such a person? And even if you did, I did still win. Joe Fan says, kid, your bravery is really something else like that. Now it's the time to start this 1 versus 1. Joe Fan says, bloody hell fatty, I thought you were an honorable man. I did not think that you did pull a sneak attack on me. Prince says, did not you say the duel already started? How was that a sneak attack? Joe Fan says, I got tricked by this kid's looks. He looks honest on the outside, but on the inside, he is incredibly cunning. Those who walk the demonic path must be prepared to pursue any means necessary to reach their goal. But this fatty structure the boundaries of righteousness, which is more to my taste. I like it. Prince says, idiot, scared already. With this little power, how could you face me? Joe Fan laugh and says, you are right. Then Joe Fan shocked and says, Long Kui, why are you undressing? Prince get also surprised and says, where, too naive. Miss Kui get angry and says, you pervert. Joe Fan smile and says, play successful. The prince shouts and says, disgusting, bastard, how dare you to talk about her like that, I am going to teach you a lesson. Joe Fan says, I just made a random remark, yet you immediately turned around. Did not you also think of something shameful about young Miss Long? Prince says, he is not wrong, even though he made the rude remarks, I imagined something indecent does not sully my goddess even more. Do I still have the right to accuse him? Joe Fan says, damn fatty, what sort of indecency is he picturing right now? Prince says, punk, let's forget about what just happened. Now, let's get down to business. Then he's starting running toward Joe Fan and shutting in anger and says, kid, if you don't walk to injured dodge. But dogging means surrendering. Then Joe Fan shows his magical power. Prince says, idiot, you are counting death. I am using a high-ranked martial art at Chi Condensation 7th layer. A more 5th layer Chi Condensation won't be able to withstand it. If you value your dodge. When Joe Fans start fighting with him, first punch reaches the prince far away from this world. The prince says in anger, how is that possible? I am obviously stronger, how was I sent flying? Although I am not on good term with Joe Fan, that does not bar me from admiring his strength. Miss Kui says, he is the only Chi Condensation cultivator to have ever killed 2 profound heaven experts. How could he lose to this fatty? Joe Fan says, fatty, did you hold back on your power just now? I know you did not go all out. Prince says, I loss is loss, going all out against a 5th layer chi condensation is a 7th layer chi condensation is loss regardless. Joe Fan says, you may think you are being fair, but I see it's a kindness from you. Prince says, did he just read my mind? I did not find it strange that Sister Kui likes a man like you anymore. Sister Kui, you have a good eye. This kid one day become a monster. The Joe Fan pooched the prince on the ground. Prince cry and says, brother, thank you for saying me just down. I did not experts to be saved by my love rival. Joe Fan says, thank you later. All guard comes for fighting them. Joe Fan says, they are coming. Miss Kui says, what should we do? Prince says, the person you were looking for is me, they have nothing to go with this. Let's them go. One guard among them says, you sure a from the imperial family acting like a king and all. The guard says, but what a shame, we cannot leave any witness. Joe Fan says, I am the one guarding this fatty. If you want to kill him, stop over, my dead body first. The king's servant come there, one of them says proudly, a mere chi condensation kid wants to butt in. Another says, they are all going to die anyway, let's just start with this rascal. Or kill that fatty first, finishing the job is our priority. We have waited a long time for this opportunity. We cannot waste it. Prince says, brother, the one they want is me. I will run east and distract them. Take my sister Kui and return to the Veiled Dragon Pavilion. Joe Fan says, with that speed of you won't last for even 10 modders before they are killed. How can I do that? Prince says, then what should we do? Joe Fan says, obviously, we kill them all. A demonic treasure. Then Joe Fan attack on the king's servants with his power. One servant says, I cannot move. The demonic treasure proves very powerful, it kills one of them. Then Joe Fan says, kill that little rascal first. The little rascal also attacks on Joe Fan and says, kill him. Joe Fan says, perfect. Then though his demonic power he kills all other little rascal. All rascal is shocked. Joe Fan says, you dare mess around in my domain. Joe Fan smile cunningly and says, don't even think about leaving alive. After hearing this all were surprised. The guard says, don't be scared men, we will attack together, he is just a chi condensation kid. That's relying on that 3rd grade demonic treasure. Another guard says, if we surround him, he won't be able to escape. Attack together. All guard and Joe Fan start fighting together. Prince says, this familiar aura. Joe Fan says, remind me of father. No, it's actually even more dominating than father's, it's as if any who face him. Joe Fan smile and says, will be slaughtered at his hands. The Joe Fan killed all the guard except one, this remaining guard seek help from the Joe Fan, he says, speak. Joe Fan says, who sent you? The guard answer, it was. Suddenly a man come, it was Senior Fang, he produces sounds and kill the guard in 1 second. Joe Fan surprise and says, killing with intent, a radiant expert, is this kind of experts, attack me, even with my blood infant and savage moon, I don't stand a chance. All are surprised and when the saw. Teacher, Senior Fang, teacher why are you here? Senior Fang why are you here? Joe Fan says, so you are the one of the 5 divine dragons. The one titled Tianyu's first divine swords, Jade Flute divine sword, Fang Chubai. Long Ju says, I told you so, that kid's insight is extraordinary. Long Ju says, I have only spoken about you once, yet he recognized you instantly. Miss Kui says, Uncle Ju. Since when you were you and Senior Fang here? Why did not you come out earlier? Long Ju smile and says, we have been here since Brother Joe and the 3rd price started their duel. Long Ju says, Brother Joe, you really are something. To remain calm, against 10 or so bone-tempering experts. And face them alone, when I was your age, I could not have managed that at all. It was very admirable of you. Miss Kui become very happy. Prince says, teacher, I never knew you two were here all alone. Why did not you attack earlier? Your discipline was so worried. I could care less about myself but it was so scared, for Sister Koi's safety. Senior Fang says, if I made the first move, would not I have missed a spectacular performance? Besides, I have never seen a youngster display such prodigious talent. Joe Fan show gratitude and says, Senior exaggerates, I just wonder why Senior killed that person. Could it be that Senior Fang angrily keeps his eye on him and says, "Young man, you are very intelligent, but with your current strength that intelligence may not be an advantages." Zhou Fan says, "He is not giving me a warning. With my current strength I am not entitled to ask or know about such privileged matter. He silenced that last assassin to protect me." Zhou Fan says, "This junior has learned his lesson. I have forgotten today's incident." Senior Fang says, "Not only are you intelligent, you know when to back off. Such characteristic is rare. I would have never thought I had find such a youngster outside the 7 houses in the mortal realm. If only you were not a demonic cultivator, which I am unfamiliar with. I certainly would have taken you in and disciplined you for 2 years and opened a limitless future for you." Zhou Fang saw in anger. Prince and Miss Kui is surprised and shocked. They say, "What, a discipline? People may not be able to know the type of person Fang Quibai is, but those in the houses know his character. Every 7 houses lord wants him to teach their children. However, he is as stubborn as a mule. Not one interested him. He would not accept even the emperor's request. It was only because that fatty pleaded on his knees in front of his door for 3 whole years, that he was accepted. Fang Chubai reluctantly taught him a few moves, but taking him in as a discipline was out of the question. That's why the fatty calls him teacher, instead of master. I am astounded that he would take interest in Zhou Fan, after just a glimpse. And that he would personally initiate the invitation. If the two walked the same cultivation path, the Zhou Fan would have become the divine sword's first disciple. Then even the discipline would have to make way for him. Whenever he went, even if he really wants to accept me, I would have never become his disciple. For a demonic emperor like me, I would only accept an emperor expert as my master." Long Ju says, "The third prince still has some matters to attend to. We will take our leave." Prince says, "Wait a second." Zhou Fan says, "So fast as expected of a radiant expert." Long Ju says, "Brother Zhou, come with me to the Veiled Dragon Pavilion for a moment. I have something to give you." Zhou Fan says, "Oh." Long Ju give a paper to Zhou Fan and want him to check now. The Zhou Fan that it and says, "This is not bad. That is what I have always wanted, a proof of alliance between the Veiled Dragon Pavilion and the Luo clan. With this the Luo clan can rely on the Veiled Dragon Pavilion and receive resources from them. Then with less attack towards the Luo clans, I can devote myself to getting the Luo clans stronger." Long Ju says, "Why do I feel like you knew this would happen from ages ago?" Zhou Fan says, "This was not something I predicted. I made it so just to get hold of this piece of paper. I will take this back right now, and have the young miss sign it." Long Ju prevent the Zhou Fan from going and says, "Wait, sign it here, right now. I am not the Luo clan head, only its steward. If I sign it, it may be invalid in the future." Long Ju says, "What our pavilion lord intends is for alliance, to not be with the Luo clan but with you Zhou Fan. Where you are being where the Veiled Dragon Pavilion allied with. This is our pavilion lord's intention." Zhou Fan says, "I guess right, the Veiled Dragon Pavilion lord is a smart man. Your pavilion lord sure is ambitious." Old Pang, where is that miss? I need to talk to her. Old Pang says, "I will take you there." Zhou Fan is confusing. Old Pang walking towards kitchen. Zhou Fan says surprisingly, "The kitchen?" Old Pang says, "Yeah, the young miss worked from morning till night, and even asked the cooks for advice. She was so tired she fell asleep here." Old Pang says, "Steward Zhou, I know you are extremely talented, and you don't spare any thoughts toward the young miss and master. But you know, just to make an edible meal for and after your recuperation. The young miss spent days and nights working hard, but her efforts went up in smoke once you criticized her. Not just the young miss, it would break any girl's heart. She really does not have any talent. Even if she does not have any talent, at least consider her efforts. How hard is it eat this?" "Alright, Sirward Zhou, she really has no talent, I take my words back. Steward Zhou, you don't need to force yourself. Just forget about what I just said. This was my first time tasting the young miss food. It really is, if it's fine, I am hungry anyway." A coat. Zhou Fan says, "Ah." Prince says, "Zhou Fan was here with me the whole night. Zhou Fan and I slept together for the entire night. Then they start coming close to each other and they are about to kiss each other." The third part of The Magic Emperor ends here. Please subscribe and like. And if you want to support me financially, you can join my Patreon only for $5. My goal is 50 Patreon and then I will become a full-time YouTuber. Patreon and Discord links are in the description if you want support me. Thanks for watching. Hello. Welcome to the fourth part of the Magic Emperor. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. Let's begin. At the beginning of this part we see that when both about to kiss each other she come into consciousness and prevent herself by doing this act. Young Miss, Steward Joe, Old Pang, what brings you here in such a hurry? Joe Fan says, Old Pang, what brings you here in such a hurry? Brother Joe, the young miss, she's burning up. Did she catch a cold last night? Last night, I wanted to carry her to her room. But I did not want to wake her, so I decided to watch over her for the night. But I got her sick because of this. Old Pang says, tell me what you have to tell me later. I will take her to her room first. You cannot do that, Brother Joe. Someone wants to have a cash with the young miss, someone we definitely can't offend. Joe Fan says, what do you mean offend? She won't be meeting the Veiled Dragon Pavilion if they ask. Cannot you see she is so ill she lost consciousness? She is definitely caught a terrible illness. How on earth can she meet people? Joe Fan says, it won't take long. I will meet them. I.e. brother, Joe Steward Joe. The young miss must greet him in person. He carries an imperial golden seal. Joe Fan says, an imperial golden seal. Only imperial guards carry imperial golden seals. Even house lords must attend immediately if used. Or they had been committed an unforgiven crime. You did get off easily if it was just your head and not the whole clans. But I have got everything under control. Considering what happened yesterday. Joe Fan says, Old Pang, go tell them. He definitely won't mind us doing this, that our young miss is unwell today. And that day he should visit another day. Old Pang shout and says, fought. He is here to deliver the Emperor edict if you responsible like this. Joe Fan says, I am certain this guard was sent by that fatty. That fatty's a good person. He won't take lives for no reason. Old Pang says, go tell him, what I just said, now. Miss Kui shriek and says, wait. Joe Fan says, Captain Pang, ask them to wait patiently. I will meet them after I tidy myself up. Old Pang says, understood. If the young miss had not done as Brother Joe said, I don't want to leave imagine the mess that would have caused. But this steward, he really is not afraid of anything. If I had to take orders from him, I had definitely fear for my life. Joe Fan says, she looked so dizzy and feverish just now. How did she suddenly wake up? Miss Kui says, Steward Joe, why are you so reckless? The imperial family are not people we can offend, ever. Come on, you really don't understand anything, too. Joe Fan says, were all women this strange? I really don't get her. Then come the scene of lying room. A person is waiting for Joe Fan here. He says after seeing the Joe Fan, so you must be Steward Joe, my master. I invite you and Miss Luo for a task. Trying to show off. This person must be clueless to try to show off in front of me. He shouts at Joe Fan and says, you. Joe Fan says, that fatty injuries must be fine by now, no. The man says, Joe. He is talking about my prince. The number of people in this world who call my prince that can be counted on my fingers. Then this person relationship with my master must be. When the prince returned yesterday, he did not mention any injuries. Joe Fan says, is that so? He starts laughing and says, he is definitely trying to save face by hiding it. I punched him 30 times or so yesterday and kicked him about 10. How could he be fine? Don't you agree? That's kid trying to be fake being fine. He would want you lot to ever laugh at him. Joe Fan says, alright, when that old goat Fang Chubai returned last night. Was he still mad? The man says, I did not appear as if he was. Joe Fan says, phew, that's good. Man, you really don't know. Yesterday that old man Fang wanted me as his disciple. If I were not so stuck up that I had choose death over submission, I would have been whisked away by him long ago. Hearing your words, I am relieved. What, the divine sword wanted to take you in as a disciple? This scheme is all you had, come up with something better. That man says, Steward Joe and young Miss Luo please enter. Little Price says, this is a meeting between the three clans' heads, it's up to you to represent us. Brother Joe, you. The little prince was worried. But he says, understand, maybe he understands. Miss Kui says, Joe Fan you, after the incident these past few months, everyone in Windgaze City probably knows that the true Luo clan head is Joe Fan. So the imperial family may even think of Joe Fan as the Luo clan head. Joe Fan is doing this to ensure that he does not exceed his authority. He wants to show everyone that the head of the clan is still surnamed Luo. Miss Luo says, Joe Fan, thank you. Then all take tea together. Prince and Senior Fang are taking tea when Joe Fan enter and he says, looks like this is a meeting between the three clans' clan head. Don't let them down on us. Little Prince says, of course. The man says, your flower please enter. Since when were the Imperial Guards so polite? They are from Windgaze City too. Why's there such a huge difference in treatment? Miss introduce herself. My name is Luo Yunchange, greeting your highness, the third prince. Old Peng says to Miss Luo, please take a seat. He has power, lacks arrogance, a truly loyal subject, the might to protect his master's well-being and humility to protect their honor. It's incredibly rare to find such a valuable subordinate. Princess says, the reason I have called you all here today is to reveal the 1,000-year-old secret of the three clans. Prince smile and says, all three clan heads should have received a message from their previous head. That is to never make an enemy of the other clan. And perhaps to even help them, the extent of the three clans' combined power must never extend beyond Windgaze City, until the pearl shines. Prince says, this is all because of the agreement with the founding imperial family 1,000 years ago, known as a secret pearl order. Prince says, the Luo clan, the Kai clan, the Lei clan, and the 7 noble houses are the same. All are founders of the empire. After hearing this all say, what? Miss Luo says, if this is true, how did we fall and become such small, powerless clan? Prince says, sorry, that is our human clan's debt to you. After the founding of the Tianyu Empire, the atmosphere was filled with apprehension. Because of this, the founding emperor sent 7 ministers across the empire and delegated them as leaders to maintain stability. After granting them comparable power to the imperial family, they become the 7 noble houses. No one would have expected that, 20 years later, as the 7 houses' strength grew, their greed would lead to a war against each other. The imperial family could not put a stop to the chaos, so they had to find ways of weakening them. In the end, the 7 noble houses realized that none would gain from it and thus stopped. But that war caused so many deaths, Prince says, and devastated the empire to the point it was on the verge of extinction. Joe Fan says, but how is this related to us in any way? Prince says, everyone, let's just say that you 3 clans are, in fact, also founders of the empire. If your ancestors were still alive, they had been on par with the 4 pillars. All other is surprised and say, the 4 pillars. 4 pillars is the pillar of Tianyu Empire, is the source of military power, economic, political, diplomacy of state and many more. There are even rumors that the true strength of 4 pillar actually is very strong, that makes the imperial family feels afraid of it. The imperial family 4 pillars and 7 families are the strongest force of the entire empire. If one party lost the balance, the Tianyu Empire will collapse soon. Miss Kui says, I never thought that our ancestors were so great. They can be part of the empire 4 pillars. But why are we like this? Prince says, Pearl orders. The orders are to prevent the war within the 7 families, so we have a secret agreement with your ancestors. Firstly, they bring your 3 families to Fengalan City for various reasons and become an ordinary family. When the 7 families fight each other again, the imperial family will make your 3 families like the 7 families, to balance the strength of each other and reduce the casualty. Miss Luo says, even if an 8th family appeared, it cannot stop the 7 families. Joe Fan says, the 8th family is not to stop them but to balance the strength of all parties. Generally, when the war occurs, one party has an absolute power advantage. It's like a battle of 1,000 troops against 800 enemy forces. It usually does not happen, sometimes if the 2 strong forces clashed. It's easier to resolve. After all, both don't want to lose. Prince says, Housekeeper Joe is really a genius, no wonder the Luo family will rise again in your hands. Joe Fan says, Third Prince, we already know the origins of the 3 families, now I just want to know one thing. How do you make us become an 8th family safely? Princess says, you deserve to be the shopkeeper of your family. You know the reason. Joe Fan says, if you want to make a family rise, it's not difficult to rely on the power of the imperial family. The hardest part is how to rise without getting suspicion. Will the 7 families allow us to grow without doing anything? How can the 7 families do nothing as we grow stronger that night, even surpass them? They certainly will not let it happen. The 7 families will destroy us before we rise. Long Nui and an elder person of Qianlong Pavilion do discussion about Joe Fans and say, this kid is very smart. This kid talent can only found once every 1,000 years. If I did not offend him before, I might be able to establish a good relationship with him now. Prince thinks, this is set when the secret order was created. What's the most basic and important things from a family? Spiritual stone, medicine herbs. No, it is just external things. Power is the most important aspect for a strong family. Prince also thinks that Qianlong Pavilion has 9 elders, which all of them are strong. There are also 12 elder in Yuming Valley. Every family of the 7 family have strong forces. There is also an expert invited by each family. It is their trump card. Prince thinks how to handle this matter. At first, to not alert the families, Emperor Taizu confiscated the property of your families. Since you don't have a good martial arts skill is in your hands. The 7 families will not keep an eye on you. That's the reason why your family's property was confiscated 500 years ago. They will not experts that, you still have a low-grade Xuanji martial arts. As long as you have these martial arts, you can increase your strength. Even the 7 families only have 1 of 2 Xuanji martial arts in their hands. What, we have Xuanji martial arts? Joe Fan says, so that's it, now I understand. This is the secret method to combine low-grade skills. It is not valuable itself, but if it's practiced with your 3 martial arts, it can combine the 3 martial arts into 1, it will be a Xuanji martial arts. Xuo Fan says, in other words, Wei Longzong of Luo's family, Duan Feng Tui of Kai's family, Jungle Ji of Lei family, initially is 1 martial art. Only the imperial family has the method to combine it. Princess says, Housekeeper Joe, you are so incredible. I did not experts. Housekeeper Joe will know that, if my father did not mention it, I as a prince will also know it. Joe Fan says, perhaps the method of diving and combining of martial arts is a rare technique in this land, but this technique that every sect in the holy. Princess says, 3 family leaders, submit your ancestral martial arts now. Long Nui says, Your Highness 3rd Prince, I failed to maintain the ancestral martial arts because it has been stolen by the Yuming Valley people. I am ready to accept any punishment. A guard come to the prince, Your Highness, actually, it's the same with me. Prince shout and says, what? Lost. The prince smile. Prince come in anger, you. Do you guys deserve to be the leader of your family? Did you forget your ancestor will? We must protect the ancestral martial arts even if it cost our lives. The guard says, Your Highness, please forgive us, Your Highness, cannot the imperial family give us a Xuanji martial arts again? The prince says, fucking bastard, do you think this Xuanji martial arts is like a cabbage that is being sold in the market? Even in the royal family treasure room, there are only 3 or 4 and it's already been recorded. If you take one, it will definitely attract the attention of 7 families. Do you want to die? What to do, what to do? Now, the Pearl's secret order is completely ruined. Prince, it's time. 3rd Prince, no need to worry. I have regained their martial arts. All is surprised, he was able to take back the things taken by the Yuming Valley. Long Nui says, thanks Housekeeper Joe, otherwise this time the Lei's family will be in danger. Prince laugh and says, Housekeeper Joe, you are really great, you really worth it to be appreciated by the elders of Qianlong Pavilion, Longju. If I were not because of you, I will not be able to finish the task given by my father, I owe you. Joe Fan says, it's also for the Luo family. Prince laugh and says, yeah, for the Luo family and me, now all the martial arts are here, then combining the 3 martial arts, according to the Pearl Order of the Emperor Taizu at that time. When this secret orders are opened, 2 other families must join the strongest family. Shanji martial arts must be under the responsible of his master. So now you guys. Kai Rong says, Your Highness. Now the Luo family is weak, there are only 4 people left and the Lei family has been destroyed. There is only my Kai family who is still strong and prosperous. Let's combine these three families with the Kai family as his master. From now on I will treat Lei and Luo as children of the Kai family. And help the imperial family to complete the secret order. Long Ju prevent the Kai Rong and hold his hand in his own hand, and says, do you want to be the family head based on your strength? Kai Rong says angrily, what's wrong with that? In term of strength, my Kai family now is the strongest. Long Ju says, that is not necessary. Miss Kui says, Mr. Kai, in this month have recruited and call the Black Winds Mountains troops that spread. At least we now have 500 or 600 people and the majority of them are in Chi Gathering Realm. In terms of strength, the Kai family may not be our opponent. Miss Kui says, you guys are just a mountain bandit. Kai Rong shouts and says, a mountain bandit, how can it compare it to an elite family like us? If you let the Lei family become the new master, I am afraid it will be the laughingstock of the 7 families. How will you be able to rise in rank among the 7 families in the future? Miss Kui says in anger, what did you say? Do you want to die? Kai Rong also shout and says, is not true that you are mountain bandits. Zhou Fan think deeply when they listen to them, this new family has just been formed and it's been like this. This is really like a mud that can help the wall, none of them made any progress. Miss Louis says, when the two families fight each other, they don't care at all about our Luo's family opinion. They look down on us too much. At that moment Little Prince come and start shouting, all are astonished. Little Prince says, what are you fussing about? Of the 3 families there is only one family. This is eligible to become its master. And that is my Luo family. All are together around the table and discussing the matter. One says, what do you know your family is the weakest between these 3 families? What qualification do you have to become the master of the new family? Little child says, my Luo family now has no one. This speech sounds familiar. Just like that person. No money, no medicine. Only 4 people, 2 masters, guards and housekeepers, we are really relying with each other. Zhou Fan smile, the little child says, but we are the strongest person among the 3 families. Because we have housekeeper Zhou. Little child is very confident and proud of me. Zhou Fan thinks, I cannot disappoint him. Kai Rong laugh and says, Zhou Fan, you are just a housekeeper, can a subordinate like you deserve the guards and property of my Kai family? The responsibility of these 3 families is only for adults, don't. The Zhou Fan put the map in front of all. Prince says, this. Zhou Fan says, this is the alliance agreement between Luo family and Qianlong Pavilion. Prince shouts and says, what? Qianlong Pavilion is one of the 7 families, except for the 7 families an agreement between 7 families and small family has never happened before. Kid, did you achieve that? Zhou Fan says, be recognized and appreciate as a hero. I will say something to you all. Even if there is no secret order and the pearl rule that combines the 3 families into one, as long as there was me, Zhou Fan. It's only the matter of time before the Lord family entered the rank of the 7 families. Luo family does not need your help. It's only opposite, it will only be troublesome. Prince smile and says, Housekeeper Zhou, it's very unfortunate you are in this small family, what if you join me and help me? The guards say, Your Highness, does the Zhou Fan strong anew that the imperial family asked him to join? Zhou Fan says, Third Prince, you have a good reputation. But I will stay in Luo family to increase its strength to be parallels with the 7 families. Is not that also included from the plan designed by the imperial family? Princess says, since you refused, then forget it. Then it's been decided. Luo family will be the master and from now on the 3 families become as one. The Kai and Lei family will help Luo's master and complete the Pearl Order. Zhou Fan says, Your Highness this. His guard says, Kai family is happy and sincerely willing to help the Luo family. Long Ju says, Your Highness rest assured this old man will fully support Yunshan Hg and Yunhai. This is my atonement for the sin I have done that let the Luo family in Gul Yunjunong be destroyed. I am willing to be a slave for the lifetime. Prince says, okay, because you don't mind with this decision. Then let's start to integrate it. Yes, we will excuse ourselves first. When all are going then the prince prevent Zhou Fan from going. Housekeeper Zhou, stay here. Zhou Fan says, Third Prince, yes. Prince says, you don't need to worry, what I am going to stay in a moment, you just need to follow it. Prince says, the third prince of Tianyu Empire, Yuman Kong, swear to heaven. From today, me and Zhou Fan become brothers. To live and die together, we'll never betray each other, now your turn, hurry up. Zhou Fan says, although I am still a bit confused, following a prince, it will be useful, I Zhou Fan swear to heaven, that starting today, me and the third prince Yuman Kong of Tianyu Empire will become brothers, if he does not betray nor will. Prince says, you are really a meticulous person. Zhou Fan says, Fatty, I am not because I do not believe in you. It is just that a river and lake is too dangerous. Prince says, as you like, after all, I felt much better becoming your brother. Remember our bet yesterday. Anyone who lost should give up to marry. Sister Nui. But I lost and still have not given up. Prince says, so I decided to do the bond with you, then we will be brothers in the future. There is a saying, a brother's wife, we should not steal it. Then I can really give up on Sister Nui. Zhou Fan says, Fatty, actually I have no relationship with that girl. By the time she said that she is just looking for a reason. The prince become very happy and says, what are you telling the truth? So, can I keep chasing her? The prince says, just take it, you are more deserving to get that little girl's love. Great brother, you are really my brother. Zhou Fan says, Fatty, what exactly is the content of the pearl order? Prince says, my brother, did not I already said it? Zhou Fan says, this plan is indeed extraordinary and the goal that wants to achieve really makes sense. But, the goal of this plan is too small, I doubt if this task is made by the emperor. Every emperor is a tremendous hero and has a great goal. To limit and balance the power of 7 families, such a plan has certainly been made for thousands of years, but the goal of completing the plan is so small. I still don't believe in what he said, there must be a secret in this pearl order. Prince says, I don't know, my goal is to complete this mission of secret order. Prince says, maybe he did not know it at all. Or could it be, his acting ability is too great? Because it is a secret order made and hidden for thousands of years. How does Yuming Valley find it out? After thinking about it, what Yuming Valley did was to stop this order.in order from them to be not suspected. They came to the Imperial Palace to report or complain about the incident because they feared that their deeds might be tracked and known by the Imperial family. Prince thinks, this is not possible, but there are many eyes and ears in the city of the Empire, maybe this secret order has been leaked. Zhou Fan says, it has not been leaked for 1,000 years but this moment. Prince says, if we assume that one of the content of this secret orders was intentionally leaked. The prince is so shocked. Zhou Fan smiles and says, I'm pretty sure. Just forget it, I don't really care. So far, it's good for the Luo family, why should I think so much about it? I am really disturbing. I am leaving, see you again. The prince says, the kid is very smart. Terrible. Kai Rong says, the more I see the kid, the more I thought he was like someone. Prince says, like who, teachers? He says, Zhuge Changfeng, what? The head of 4 pillars, Prime Minister Zhuge Changfeng. Teacher mean, Zhou Fan. Kai Rong says, Kan Jr, from now on, you are a brother of Zhou Fan, I think this is the best choice you made in your life. Someday, he will be a master of 4 pillar. And help you control the world. Prince comes in anger, control the woe, RLD. All are happy after that. Zhou Fan smiles at the end. Imperial capital, slums area. Yuming Valley leader come and says, how is it going? The effort that we do for 10 years is in vain. The Yuming leader says, the emperor orders my Yuming Valley to stay away from Fenglian city, and at the same time impose limits on the other 6 families. It seems like he noticed it. Oh, so the emperor already intends to open the pearl order. I think he has done it, they are so very lucky. The imperial family want to help the 8 family. It still depends on whether this family can survive or not until they reach that time. The other person says, Yuming Valley, you don't have to lose your patience. If you lose you have to accept it, why you need to make so many reasons. The Yuming Valley is one of the 7 families. But you cannot deal with the 3 secular family. Zhou Fan says, you just wait for time, your Yuming Valley will be replaced by them in the future. Zhuge Changfeng says, what did you say? From the beginning, it is you who told me what is the pearl order. And you also said that the imperial family intends to support the 8 family to replace my Yuming Valley. For 10 years, all of this was your plan, now how can you say such a thing? Zhuge Changfeng says you must die in my hands. Then old man Yin and Yang come. Zhuge Changfeng says, leaders of Yuming Valley really has good eyes. These two seniors who have not appeared in 100 years, unexpectedly you can recognize them. The gold man says, you deserve to be the first wise man in Tianyu and the head of the four pillars, Prime Minister Zhuge. You can even invite these two old men out of the mountain. Even if it is Fang Chubai, one of the 5 dragon guardians. Was not the opponent for these two old monster. Yuming Valley Liaters is too exaggerated, I am not worth to get the title of the wise man in this Titanyu. Now I don't even dare to open face the imperial family, Prime Minister Zhuge. Excessive humility is arrogance. With your current power, who else can be your opponent in Tianyu Empire? Even if you include the imperial family. No wonder your members are defeated in Fengalan City. In this world, power cannot be seen from the surface. And again I am not the first wise man in Tianyu. The gold man says, if it is not you then who is? Zhuge Changfeng says, it's someone who is about me. The gold man says, you mean the foolish emperor. Zhuge Changfeng says, foolish. I have been the prime minister for 40 years and I still don't know what is his mind. Do you think he is a fool? No one can beat his intelligence in Tianyu. Leader of Yuming family, you can go back now. Don't do anything troublesome for now. Be careful with that old man, don't let him caught you. Don't lose everything just because of your carelessness. Your Majesty, what's your plan? And what is the Pearl Order? Black Wind Mountain Foggy Forest. Zhou Fan smile and says, it's have been 3 months, Snow Silkworm has been cultivation in Hanton. It's time to change its name. I will give you a good name, Blood Silkworm. It's time to leave. Zhou Fan loudly call Miss Young. Miss Young look behind and says, Zhou Fan, you are back. Zhou Fan says, come with me. Miss Young says, Zhou Fang, what is this? She observes all the situation and think, did he just close the door and window? Is it possible, Zhou Fan you? She says it loudly, what do you want? Zhou Fan says, I will leave. She surprises and says, what? Why? Luo family is already growing, and become the #1 family in Fengalan City. Why do you still want to go? Zhou Fan says, to make the Luo family safer. Luo family is now safe but for the short term only. Since there are no families that is comparable to us in this city. But don't forget we are here in exchange. We promise to the imperial family too. Carry out the secret pearl orders that we don't know what is it. Also we offended the Yuming Valley which is one of the 7 families. As for the Qianlong Pavilion, if we can become a family that is equal to the 7 families. They will not let us go. Miss Young says, then we need you more here. If you leave what should we do? Zhou Fan says, that fatty said, something right, what a family needs. Is power, I will travel to recruit people who are strong enough to protect this family. This is also to guarantee Luo's family safety in the future. Zhou Fan says, this is the 4 large array around this place. Only you can practice it. Don't let others know about it. If the Luo family encounter the problem while I am gone, Miss can activate this array. These 4 array is a level 5 array, plus the yin formation that was placed in the misty forest. Zhou Fan says, Miss will be safe for a short time. Miss says, how long will you be gone? I still don't know, I will come back as soon as possible. Zhou Fan says, Miss can we go, call Yunhai and Peng to come here. This time I am not only going to recruit experts for Luo's family, but also to find the remains of the Emperor of Heaven in one of the 3 forbidden places. The Luol Canyon. At this time increasing my own strength is a must. She calls him Zhou Fan and kiss him. And says, you have to get back soon. I will get them now. Little child says, what? Brother Zhou will leave. Zhou Fan says, stinky kid. Zhou Fan says, you are the only man in Luo family, in the future you will take care of your sister. You have to support the Luo family as if you are already the leader of it. Zhou Fan says, Lao Peng, do you remember what Long Nui said before? She is right with your capabilities, Qi Gathering Realm is your limit. Zhou Fan says, but, nothing is possible in this world. And now I have a way to get you reborn and achieve a higher realm. But I am afraid you will experience worse than death. It is very painful, Lao Peng, are you willing? Lao Peng and Zhou Fang are talking with each other. Zhou Fan says, this is an intermediate level Xuanji demonic skill. Different from other skills, this was a body forging skills, there are no requirement for a cultivation to cultivate the skill. There is only thing when practicing it. This will make your life worse than death, it's like being in hell. And when you start practicing, you cannot stop. Otherwise your spirit and soul will be destroyed. Lao Peng says, it doesn't matter as long as I can get stronger. I will do all even if I suffer. Zhou Fan says, although the power after training it can be comparable to an advanced Xuanjia skill. The pain of practicing the skill is not something you can imagine. Because the process is too painful. Many cruel and vicious demonic master don't dare to touch it easily. There is a possibility that during the process of practicing it, you lost enthusiasm because of painful torture. And you will die, you need to think clearly. Lao Peng says, Brother Zhou, the only thing that I feel painful in this life is seeing the leaders of Luo family death, but there is nothing I can do. The only wish now is to protect the safety of young Miss. Lao Peng says, Brother Zhou, thank you for giving me opportunity. I will never regret it. Lao Peng says, I hope that the next time I come back, I will see a powerful man. Not your corpse. Best assured, although I had a hard life, I will not die easily. Brother, you have to come back soon, the Luo family cannot do anything without you. Zhou Fan says, Lei Thing, what's the matter that I asked you to do? Miss Lei says, Brother Zhou asked me to search for 60 children around 10 years old, all of them are top quality children. Just waiting for you to train them. Zhou Fan says, how do you know that I want to train these children? Miss Lei says, for what I know of you, you are not kind enough to help those poor orphans. So I guess you want to train them to become Luo's family guards. Let's me bring them here. Zhou Fan says, kind. I once adopted an orphan with compassion. Master, but then what? In the end he betrays me, Lei Yuding. Zhou Fan says, this is an intermediate skill, the secret shadow skill, you can practice it and choose trusted people to train with you, from a shadow team, and protect the family in the dark. The 600 children, you train them first, I will teach you a skill for that. The most inferior person, assigned to be a daily guard, a passable person, put them in your team. As for the best people, Zhou Fan says, give them to the Lao Peng to undergo a secret training. Just tell him about this, he will certainly understand what to do. Miss Lei says, why do not you do it yourself? Zhou Fan says, I am leaving. Miss Lei is so surprised and says, what? Why? I see. Then she kisses on the cheeks of Zhou Fan, I will wait for you to come back. Zhou Fan says, how could this happen again? Do my lips and cheeks look good on women? Spirit beasts are an external means to increase cultivators' strength, this is very important. Orthodox cultivators used to tame them as pets, while demonic cultivators tamed them to make demon monsters. And if you want to go to Mount Beast for a spirit beast, you must pass through the area of Yuming Valley. Wait, the guard prevent the strange person from entering an order. Wait, show your entry, permit token. He shows his identity and then guard allow to enter. Zhou Fan smile and says, I am finally here. How can I get that token? I killed 2 people outside who have this token so I can enter. Well, the Yuming Valley region has people who are indifferent and fearless. Who cares if you are a bit brave or above Tianzan realm experts? Miss Lei also come and says, please don't say anything, did you find her? Zhou Fan says, no, what are you doing here? Miss Lei says, quickly find her. If you can't find her, prepare to be beheaded by Lord. Miss Lei says, I am scared to death, I don't think I can run away. The Zhou Fan run away. Miss Lei says, brother wait, I really want to thank you just now, if not. Brother, are you leaving the city? Can you please take me with you? If you want to get out you can go alone, you did not need permission to get out of this city. Miss Lei says, brother, actually I stole their things, if I get caught, they will not let me go, please take me. Zhou Fan says, 15 years old and you are already in the 4th layer of Qi gathering realm, you are not weak at your age. Poor people cannot reach this level, are you really a beggar? Zhou Fan says, yeah, even if what you say is true, why should I help you? It will only offend the forces here. So I really can't think of a reason for me to help you. Miss Lei says, are you going to Mount Beast? Zhou Fan says, people who come here will go to the Mountain Beast. Or maybe they will go to Yuming Valley grave. The man dared to curse the Yuming Valley, did he not want to live? If you want to go to the mountain beast, I am afraid you have to wait 3 months, these days you cannot go anymore. Joe Fan says, why? Miss Lei says, I will tell you, Diamond's quicksand will come out of the mountain beast, so the Yuming Valley has been blocking the entrance of the mountain beast for 3 months. No one is allowed to enter. Joe Fan says, Diamond quicksand. Oh, Diamond quicksand is also known as the blood of the earth. It's very rare and difficult to find, this was a material for a level 5 spirit weapons. But most importantly, it suits my blood baby the best, is there is a baby made of diamond quickstand. It was estimated that even if it was against a Tian Zan realm experts was no problem. Miss Lei says, let's make a deal, if you are willing to help me get out of this city. Then I will guide you to Mountain Beast. When diamond quickstand comes out, we can steal little when they are not ready. Joe Fan says that how could Yuming Valley let that important item be stolen so easily? But there are some people who know the hidden path, it's not bad to try it. Joe Fan says, agree. Miss Lei says, amazing, finally someone can take me away from the terrible place. By the way, my name is Xiao Ning, brother, what is your name? Joe Fan smiles. The 4th part of the Magic Emperor ends here. Please subscribe and like. And if you want to support me financially, you can join my Patreon only for $5. My goal is 50 Patreon and then I will become a full-time YouTuber. Patreon and Discord links are in the description if you want support me. Thanks for watching.